Brand disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed by individuals on this platform, the callers plus invited guests, are their own. The information you hear does not reflect the overall views of all parties associated with this brand. We encourage everyone to research all things heard live or via archive for edification purposes. Discretion is advised.
Don't touch that dial. You're now listening to Debate Talk Radio.
Before we begin the show, I just want to thank Absolute Bible Truth for supporting me when I was in the hospital sick. I mean, each and every person from Absolute Bible Truth sent me their prayers, their encouragement. We did video chats. Brother Josh, he's been very supportive through the whole way. My brother Felix from Absolute Bible Truth, he came to the hospital 2 times, chopped it up, even brought me a health drink. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, my brother. And like I said, my brother Felix, I really, really, really appreciated you coming to see your boy, man. And again, everybody from Absolute Bible Truth, Brother KC, Elder David, my brother Avar, Antoine. Sound Mind, everybody, the entire EBT crew. I appreciate everybody. I'm saying it publicly, that my brothers and sisters from EBT definitely held me down when I was down and out. So I'm back, though. I'm here. I appreciate everybody, again, for supporting me, and we're going to keep this show rolling, y'all. Let me check in and see if Brother Josh is here.
All right, and thanks again, Sal, and thank you, everybody on Debate Talk for You who took the time out to tune in to tonight's lesson. And the title of this lesson is The Tanakh Only Challenge, Volume 1. Again, it's titled The Tanakh Only Challenge, Volume 1. And in this volume, we're going to be dealing with conduct. How you conduct or behave yourself. Now, before we get started, of course, I know y'all are wondering why I'm doing this particular class. And believe it or not, this class has a double meaning in its title. See, it's called the Tanakh Only Challenge for 2 reasons. One reason why it's called the Tanakh Only Challenge is because it is challenging those who claim they only subscribe to the Tanakh to actually get out and teach the Tanakh instead of spending 99.9% of the time attacking Christians and Messianic Hebrew believers. That's what it's challenging them to do. That's one reason why it's called that. The other reason why it's called that is because it's challenging them to challenge me on what I'm about to teach about the Tanakh and whether I'm qualified or if I'm twisting anything or if I just don't know what I'm talking about. Because my understanding is when we have any kind of debate, on Debate Talk for You or any other platform, my understanding has always been that you are trying to convince the person you're debating against and the listening audience that your view is correct and this is the way we're supposed to be doing it. So when I see all these Tanakh-only Hebrews constantly attacking Messianic believers and Christians, I'm thinking, okay, y'all must want us to get on y'all page. Y'all must want us to be like you. But see, here's the problem. When I read the Tanakh and I try to match it up with the behavior and conduct of a lot of people I've seen come on this show and a lot of people who haven't come on this show, it doesn't match. It doesn't line up. So I see everybody keep telling me I need to be a Tanakh-only believer and put down the New Testament. So I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to give everybody on Debate Talk for You a what-if scenario. In other words, what if Brother Josh was a Tanakh-only believer? Because this is what y'all are trying to make me be. This This is the corner you're trying to push me into. You need to get rid of Jesus. You need to get rid of the New Testament. You need to become Tanakh only. Well, I'm going to show you what it would be like if I was Tanakh only, and I'm going to show you, the debate talk for you listening audience, that they're still going to have a problem with me. Because I believe in the Mashiach of the New Testament. Whether you call him Jesus, Yeshua, Yahushua, don't make any difference to me. But all of these people keep attacking me and other like-minded individuals because we believe in the New Testament, and they keep telling us you need to get with the Tanakh only, put all that other stuff down. But when I go on their videos, when I listen to them on Debate Talk for You, 99.9% of the time, when they show up on this platform, it's only to attack those who profess belief in the Messiah. That's the only time they show up. But when you actually challenge a Tanakh-only believer to do exactly that, teach us the Tanakh how we're supposed to behave, how we're supposed to change our lives, they can't do that. All they want to do is just strive and bicker and debate. That's 99.9% of their so-called ministry or mission. These people live to strife with people. That's all they do. I want to see people who profess belief in the Tanakh to come on here and actually teach our people how we are supposed to conduct ourselves overall. We get it. You think Jesus is a false prophet. You think he's an idol. How many times can you beat that dead horse? Now it's time for you to show us how we're supposed to live. You've tried to take Christianity or the New Testament away from us for years, but you never deal with what you're supposed to do or what we're supposed to do once we allegedly put down the New Testament. So, sisters and brothers, I'm doing their job for them tonight. Since they refuse to just straight up teach you Tanakh and show you how to behave and conduct yourself as a Tanakh-only believer, I'll do it for you. Now, you may say to yourself, well, I don't want to hear this coming from a Messianic believer, and that's fine. Hang up the phone, get off the computer right now. But if you say, I'm going to listen to this guy even though he believes in the New Testament, and I'm going to see if this Tanakh game is on point, then keep on listening, because I will not be going to the New Testament in this Tanakh-only series. So you won't have any excuse. I will not be trying to prove or push Jesus on you in this Tanakh-only series. We're taking a trip back in time, sisters and brothers. We're going back to a time before there was a such thing as the New Testament, because all of us today were born in a time where all of these books were done and written for thousands of years. So what if we lived during the time of Israel before there was a such thing as the New Testament? This is how the Tanakh only should be teaching you. See, I don't just defend the New Testament. I also teach straight up out the New Testament as well as the Tanakh or the Torah. I don't just get on here and just keep trying to convince people that Jesus is the Messiah. I actually teach my classes or archives on Debate Talk for You and on my YouTube channel. Everything is not about debate, argument, and controversy. Most of the time, you're supposed to be straight up teaching. That's what you're supposed to be doing. They don't do that. That's why in the past, when I have challenged people on Debate Talk for You who are Tanakh only to just deal with me on Tanakh only topics, and whether the understanding of the Tanakh is on point, they don't want to talk about that. All they want to do is put me in a shooting gallery and just take shots at me and my belief system and other people who profess belief in the Messiah. They want to turn this show not into, from Debate Talk for You to strifing for you. There's nothing wrong with debating, but there is something wrong with debating in strife, just for the purpose of being contentious, just for the purpose of arguing. So again, I am doing their job for them tonight. If you call in and you are Tanakh only Hebrew, all I want to know from you is if my Tanakh game is on point or not. Don't call in asking me about Jesus because you don't want to hear about him. You keep telling me, just read the Tanakh. Y'all need to go back to the Tanakh. I'm going to give you more Tanakh than they ever give you in the form of a lesson. So when you call in, if you got any questions for me, it better be about something the Tanakh say. And it better not have nothing to do with is Isaiah 53 talking about Jesus. There you go again. You don't want to hear the Tanakh. You want controversy. Don't call in and ask me about Psalms 110. All we talking about tonight is the Tanakh or the Torah, because y'all keep telling us that's what we need. So I'm not going to prolong this any further. Jeff, if you are ready, we're going to first go to Deuteronomy chapter 1, because we're dealing with conduct. Because when I go on social media and I see the way these Tanakh-only Hebrews talk to Messianics and to each other, and yes, some Messianics are guilty of this as well, so I'm not up here acting like all Messianics are saints. I'm not doing that. But this is called the Tanakh-only challenge. So the only people I'm talking about as far as behavior are those who profess they believe in the Tanakh. This is what y'all wanted. Y'all keep saying, put it down. So from now on, at least once a month, that's the plan, that's the agreement I made with Sal, if we can, at least once a month, you will get a straight-up Tanakh class from Josh. And if you still got a problem with me after that, then I know you don't really follow the Tanakh. You don't care about it. You want to keep on pretending. All you want to change about yourself is your name. You want to go from Robert, whoever, to Jeremiah, whoever, but you still want to be the same individual. You don't want to change your conduct. You don't want to change how you talk to people and treat each other. You don't want to change from being a bickering group of people. You want to keep on doing the same thing, but you want to throw on a dashiki or a robe and a turban and change your name and just go browbeating people and insulting people and try to make people feel inferior to you because you think you know something that they don't. That's what you think it means to be a Hebrew Israelite. And there's some Messianics that are guilty of that as well. But we ain't talking about them. So this is what y'all want. This is what I'm going to give you. And again, if you are Tanakh only and you are listening, any questions you have for me better be about this lesson, and it better be from the Tanakh, and it better not have nothing to do with any kind of controversy about whether Jesus is the Messiah or not. Because we already know you don't believe, you don't want to hear that. I'm not going to go there. Right? So, Jeff, when you're ready, we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 1 first, and we're going to read verses 10 to 12. Let's see what kind of people ancient Israel were. And I'm going to show you that this is the problem with the conduct we have today. But when you get there, Jeff, read, please. Jeff, you there? You might be muted. I don't hear you. Is everything good, Sal? Are you there?
Yeah, we're live. Well, I'm here.
Okay, do you hear Jeff? I don't hear Jeff.
Yeah, I don't hear him neither. I don't hear Jeff at all.
Right. I don't think he realizes it. I think he's still on. I don't know what happened to him.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I see him on the line now. 732-986. That's you. Yeah, Jeff, can you hear me? 732?
Yeah, I hear you, but I don't hear Jeff.
Yeah, I got him I got his mic open. 732. Let me try this other one here. 732-986. You're live.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
You had the wrong Jeff. You had the wrong Jeff or the wrong 732.
Cool. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 10. The Lord your God has multiplied you, and behold, you are this day as the stars of heaven for multitude. The Lord God of your fathers make you 1,000 times, so many more are you, for many more as ye are, and bless you as he has promised you. How can I myself alone bear your comforts and your burden and your strife?
Now, this is Moses talking to the children of Israel, and he's just giving them a rundown of things that already happened. He said, the Lord your God have multiplied you, the children of Israel, and behold, you are this day as the stars of heaven for multitude. Verse 11. The Lord God of your fathers make you 1,000 times so many more as ye are, and bless you as he hath promised you. But look what he said in verse 12. How can I myself alone bear your cumbrance and your burden and your strife? And if you keep reading this, when Moses told them to take wise men of understanding and make them, rulers over the tribes or whatever. But notice what Moses said. How can I bear your cumbrance and your burden and your strife? What Moses is telling us here is that the children of Israel were a striving people. And we're going to look up what this word strife means in the Hebrew. We're going to go to the Strong's and Bowser Concordance, and we're going to look up the word translated strife in this verse. And it's 73-79 in the Hebrew section. The word translated strife. And the word is reeb. Reeb. And it says it's from Hebrew 73-78, and look what it means. A contest. Like a challenge, in other words. In what sense, though? It says personal or legal, like you're contesting something, like in court or on the street, if it's personal, or on social media, right? Look what else it says. Adversary, cause, chiding, contend, or contention, controversy, multitude from the margin, pleading, strife, strive or striving, and suit, as like in a lawsuit. So the basic meaning of this is Moses telling the children of Israel, you are a bunch of bickering people, and I can't bear it by myself. You are a people who love to argue, who love to debate for the sake of debating. That's the children of Israel back then. That's what I see today, especially with the Tanakh only. This is why they can't get enough of keeping something going. This is why when you turn on YouTube, you see these guys on here attacking the Messianics. They can't just let it go and just teach. That's all they are about. They've been that way since the time of our Hebrew forefathers. Nothing has changed. They are still a contentious, contesting people. They're always trying to challenge something. They can't just teach. This is Moses. You know the same Moses y'all all say y'all follow? This is what he said about the Hebrew forefathers. And I'm going to show you that nothing has changed today. This is the Tanakh. And this is what we're looking at. A bunch of striving people. But check this out. Now let's go to Proverbs chapter 25, Jeff. This is conduct. You got people on social media claiming they follow the Tanakh, cursing each other out, threatening each other, insulting each other on a personal level for no reason. And I'm going to show y'all later on in this class that Israel being a striving people, both physically and verbally, is one of the reasons why Israel got kicked out the land. I'm going to show y'all that. And yet y'all think the same behavior going to get you back in the land. That's what be killing me. Y'all do the same thing over and over again that got us kicked out the land in the first place, and y'all think you're going to get delivered under those same conditions. No, it doesn't work like that. I'm going to show y'all that. These people are trying to keep you in the land of your captors. That's what they're trying to do, whether they realize it or not. They don't realize that this is never going to get us out of this state that we are in. Some of them do know, but some of them are here for that. Some of them are here to be a striving people, to be a controversial people. I always want to argue about something. I always want to bicker about something. I always want to attack something. That's not the spirit of a Tanakh only Hebrew. This is how I know that when y'all got mad at the New Testament and put it down, it wasn't the New Testament. That's the biggest secret that everybody don't know. People think they put down the New Testament because they couldn't get with Jesus. But I'm going to show you all of the things that Jesus was talking about as far as character and behavior. This stuff is in the Tanakh, and y'all still don't follow it. You follow what I'm saying? You still don't follow it. You hang out with people who you know are sinners, and then you turn around and expose them when you knew they were sinners all along when you joined them. But you want to get mad, and then you want to expose them. No, don't expose them when you get mad. If you already knew they were corrupt, why you joined up with them in the first place? Everybody just trying to fight and get their little attention in the limelight. It's a bunch of bickering. That's what goes on when you go on social media. Y'all know I'm not lying. I was on Facebook the other day. Brother B.A., who y'all heard him talk earlier, right before I came on. He posted something on Facebook that was clearly aimed at messianics. He just simply asked, how can you claim to be a messianic believer and say that you are a high priest? All messianics should know that Jesus is the only high priest in our belief system. You follow what I'm saying? That we are supposed to be, looking to. That's not saying that back in the days of Jesus, in the first century when he walked, that the Levitical high priest had no validity. We're not saying that. But that's all Brother B.A. was asking. Lo and behold, Tanakh only Hebrew comes on there and want to turn it into a Jesus bashing session. When the question wasn't even geared toward Tanakh only to begin with. It was geared toward fellow messianics. You know why? Striving people. And that's what's being taught. This behavior is not just something that's happening, sisters and brothers. This is being taught. This is becoming the rule of the day. So I want anybody listening, just in case you didn't hear me say it the first time, call in if you're a Tanakh only Hebrew and tell me that anything I'm saying is wrong from a Tanakh perspective. And then meet my challenge and start teaching the Tanakh along with me. You got to be on the same show with me. I want you to come on this show and teach these people straight out the Tanakh. That's my challenge to all of y'all. To do a whole lesson out the Tanakh without attacking somebody else's belief system. Not just Christianity, Islam, you know what I'm saying, Judaism. Just teach the people. Or are you just a bickering people? But like I said, Proverbs 25. Because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of these people keep saying we Tanakh only. No, you're not. You're not Tanakh at all. Because people think, Jeff, that just because you change your government name to a Hebrew name, throw on some fringes, throw out a couple of Hebrew words here and there, and observe a little Shabbat, cut back on the dietary restrictions a little bit, right? Get down with that a little bit. Now all of a sudden, you good to go. You can still be a jerk, though. You can still be an a-hole. You can still talk to people any kind of way, but you Israel, you got on the road, you got on some fringes, you good to go. It ain't ever worked like that.
Right.
These fools are like thugs. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead. Speak on it.
They use it as a license to dismiss the fruits of the Spirit. We always talk about that. That goes right out the door. Where if you come to this new light, it should be emphasized even more because we need it even more, especially in this day and time.
Exactly. These guys are not true servants of the Most High. I don't need the New Testament to see that. You're thugs with Bibles. That's all you are. Thugs with Bibles. And it's gotten so bad that there's actually a Hebrew Israelite organization called Thugs. It's an acronym. It stands for True Hebrews Under God. Something like that. True Hebrews Under something like that, but I know it spells out. So, yeah, True Hebrews Under God. They actually put the acronym out there, and I think they're a messianic group. So I'm letting you know I'm talking about the messianic too, but in this particular lesson, I'm mainly talking about the Tanakh only. They actually call themselves thugs. Now, they are a fairly new group compared to all the other ones. Now, ask yourself, why in the world would a group of people who are focused on trying to get away from a thug lifestyle, which means a sinful lifestyle, name their organization with an acronym that spells out thug? I mean, on purpose. Because people don't think your conduct has to change. They think all you got to do, we Israel, throw on some friends, just throw on the road, you good. Let's keep on bickering and striving with each other. We ain't got to worry about our conduct. No, I'm tired of this. If you call in the future, when I'm not doing this kind of lesson, I got to let this be known before we move on. If you call in the future and you challenge me to any type of debate as a Tanakh only Hebrew, I'm not going to necessarily turn you down. I'm just going to ask you to show me where I can go to view you and your material. And if I go on your video and I see you on there cursing people out, and I see you on there talking like you're still in the streets to people, y'all know what I mean, inviting men to your private parts. Y'all know what I mean when I say that. This is a PG show, so I ain't going to just say it straight out, but y'all know what I mean, inviting men to your private parts. And you know who you are. If you're on there doing stuff like that, and I review your material and I see that, when I get back to you, I'm going to say I'm not interested in debating you. So now, Brother Josh, as of 2019, got a new clause if you want to debate him. If you own your show, and this could be a messianic too, but I'm talking to not only Hebrews. If I check out your material and you on there wilding out, acting like a straight-up thug and a fool and an idiot, I will reject your challenge. I will no longer waste my time with people who refuse to even change who they are before they try to go debate somebody on what they need to work on. So you can make all the videos you want, taunting me, call me scared, call me fake. I don't care about any of that because you're nothing but a thug to me. You're nothing but a savage. That's all you are to me. And that's what these Tanakh onlys mostly are. They're savages because the only thing a savage is looking for is a kill. That's why you call people savages. All they understand is pain and destruction. That's all they want to do is hurt people. And I'm not dealing with any savages anymore. No more thugs, no more savages. Right? This is Proverbs 25 and 8. And if you got a problem with it, press 1 and call in and show me from the Tanakh that what I'm saying is wrong. That's all you got to do. Don't call in, I don't think, I don't like. No, just show me from the Tanakh that I'm wrong. This is Proverbs 25 and 8. Read that, please, Jeff.
Proverbs chapter 25, verse 8. Go not forth hastily to strive, lest thou know not what to do in the end thereof, when thy neighbor hath put thee to shame.
What this is saying, sisters and brothers, is don't go or don't be so quick to argue with somebody, to attack somebody, to try to, for my people in the street, to try to start a beef with somebody. It said, lest you know not what to do in the end thereof, you get into something that you didn't know really about. It says, when thy neighbor, that's the person you went forth hastily to strive with, have put thee to shame. In other words, you got to start with somebody, and the person you start to beef with end up exposing you. Oh, I've had to do that a few times. Somebody was quick to try to come at me, and I had to go ahead and pull them the sheets out on it. But this is what I see when I come on Debate Talk to you from these Tanakh only. They're going forth hastily to strive, so quick to start an argument. Well, why don't you explain this to me? I want to know about Isaiah 53. I want to know about Psalms 110. I want to know about how a man can be sacrificed for another man's sins. And I don't put forth information debunking all of this. I open up the phones. I ask people who got a problem with it to say something. Nobody never says nothing. Show gets uploaded the next day, and all of a sudden, all the cockroaches in the comment section trying to debate against a video. Not the man when he was teaching it live, but after it's recorded. You know, in a way where the man who did the video can't say nothing back. But don't nobody want to talk about actually following Tanakh. It's funny, Jeff, because for a group of people who call themselves Tanakh only, I sure get very little Tanakh from y'all.
Right.
That's pretty weird, because every time I turn around, y'all want to go to the New Testament. Y'all want to talk about the New Testament. Y'all should be called New Testament only, because y'all seem to be more obsessed with it than us. And I'm up here teaching you the Tanakh. I didn't have to do this. You got a slew of brothers that don't came on here who should have been taught all this a long time ago, that this behavior is unbecoming of somebody who claims they follow the Tanakh. Because that's what I see on social media. Y'all know I'm not lying. Israel, y'all know I'm not lying. Even Messianics, they know I'm not lying. They might not even say nothing either, because they know a lot of them guilty of it. That's what we have turned God's holy word into. We've turned it into something to bang on each other with. That's what we turned it into. Somebody posts something on social media. No matter how they post it, it could be in gentleness, it could be weekly. I guarantee you, before the day is over with, he'll have 10 to 15 comments, people coming to him all kinds of rude ways. Everybody is so contentious. Everybody's so quick to jump on somebody else and slit their throat. But this is how Israel was. That's why all throughout the prophets and the Psalms and stuff, they spoke against this kind of behavior. Nobody wants to put that behavior out there. Everybody wants to talk about, when does the day start? Let's argue about that. You know, people want to argue about stuff like that. Don't nobody want to argue about how we're supposed to be treating each other. Should we be treating each other like that? No, they don't generate no views. No, we don't want to talk about that, because, you know, that requires too much of an actual change of self. We want to keep being the same people we are and just simply be told we're special. Oh, man, you ain't got to change the way you act, man. You keep on cursing that brother out. Keep on threatening that brother. You can pull out guns on social media and tell brothers and make clicking sounds across the air with the gun, implying that you're ready to shoot your fellow Hebrew brother because he don't agree with you. Not because this dude been, walking around your house and making you think he's going to do something to you. No, you want to shoot this dude just because he has a different view, when all of us are relatively young in this understanding. But this is what's being taught out here, Jeff. This behavior is being taught. It's not being checked. So, no, Brother Josh is done with thugs and savages. I'm done with that. You got to have a certain type of etiquette now before you can even get my time. Call me arrogant, call me uppity, call me stupidity, whatever. But I bet you this, the ancient Hebrews back in the day who were walking in this word, they would have treated you the same way. They wouldn't waste any time on you. Solomon spoke a lot about not wasting time on fools. So you got to get yourself right before you even get an audience with Brother Josh. And I hope my fellow Messianics follow the example. But we see that Proverbs 25:8 says, don't be hastily to strive. Don't be hastily to strive. But that's what we see. People quick to argue and debate. Bicker. I know this. No, I know. No. You got to say his name this way. No, man, that's too many syllables. You got to take that syllable out and pronounce it like this. You know what I'm saying? We still got people killing each other in the street. We still got single mothers. We still got people addicted to drugs. And you want to come on Debate Talk for You and argue with Brother Josh about when a day starts. You follow what I'm saying? This is how bad it's got. You want to come on here and argue with Brother Josh about should we say the Most High's name in another language other than Hebrew. And your brother just got shot and killed up the street. Oh, but you know how to say the Most High name. That would have saved him, right? Because you're too busy want to argue. That's all these people want to do. But check this out. Still in Proverbs, let's go to chapter 18. We got to stop the madness, sisters and brothers. We got to. This is Tanakh only. You don't want to hear about Jesus? Fine. If the name of Jesus or the character of Jesus is a stumbling block to you, fine. But for at least once a month, I'm going to give y'all exactly what y'all claim y'all been wanting, and straight up Tanakh. And I'm going to do it better than you do it. That's the even worse part. I'm going to do it better than you do it. Because all of y'all should have been doing this. And in the future, if y'all need me to teach y'all some Quran, I'll do that too. Because black Muslims barely read the Quran. But they all telling you need to turn to Allah. You don't even know nothing about Allah. Other than that, you call him Allah. I put it to the test. If Big Baby, my brother was here right now, I told Big Baby, he knew a Muslim. I said, Big Baby, here's a little test right here to prove to you that black Muslims don't really read the Quran. One of the things we know every Muslim is familiar with is that they're not supposed to eat pork. Every time I go somewhere and I tell people I don't eat pork, first thing they ask me, you a Muslim? So the first thing they should know is that they're not supposed to eat pork and where to find it. I said, Big Baby, ask your friend, where does it say in the Quran we don't supposed to eat pork? I said, I guarantee you, Big Baby. He texted him. I said, I guarantee you, Big Baby, he's going to text you back saying, I'm going to have to find it out. I'm going to have to look that up. He said almost that word for word. Don't even know where it says in the Quran where it says you don't supposed to eat pork. But you're trying to teach people about Allah. But I bet you this, you get this guy talking, I've never done it before, but you get this guy, I'm talking about Big Baby's friend, I bet if you get him talking about why he shouldn't be a Christian, he'll have a million things to show you. He'll have a million verses in the Bible to go to. Well, you go to, John chapter 14, the Comforter, that's talking about Jesus. He'll have a million places in the Quran. In the Bible, on why you shouldn't believe that and why you should go with the Quran. But don't even know where it says you don't supposed to eat pork. And for the record, anybody wondering, it's in Surah 2 and 173 and Surah 6 and 145. So now you know in the Quran. And test it out. Go to them. Go to a black Muslim. Nation of Islam or just a regular black Muslim, don't matter. Just go to them and say, where is it in the Quran that we're supposed to eat pork? Just catch one of them. Now you ask us, where is it in the Tanakh, Leviticus 11? You follow what I'm saying? They don't really know this stuff. And it's the same thing here. These people know more, the Tanakh only, they know more about attacking the Bible, attacking the New Testament, than they do about what the Tanakh says. It's a distraction, sisters and brothers. But check this out. Like I said, Proverbs 18. Give me verse 6, please.
All right. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 6. A fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes.
What this is saying is, a fool's lips enter into contention. Contention, and we're going to look this up in the next verse we go to. Contention means like strife or an argument. Always bickering, always debating. It says this is the characteristics of a fool. And it says, and his mouth calleth for strokes. That means his mouth gets him beat up. His mouth gets him in trouble. But it says a fool's lips enter into contention. One of the characteristics of a fool is somebody that's always arguing about something. Always looking for somebody to attack instead of just teaching wisdom. Every every time you turn around, especially on Debate Talk for You, every time it's not only come on here, I think it's been maybe one or two, but everybody else, they come on here, Sal, who can I debate about whatever concerning Jesus? Or you call Sal up and say, Sal, is there a free slot between Monday and Friday where I can teach people on how we're supposed to love each other, from the Tanakh? Is there a free slot for that? Or how we're supposed to actually try to observe Shabbat, how it's not just a physical rest, it's also a spiritual rest. That's it, Tanakh.
Right.
Can I come on here and do a class about, how these ancient prophecies that were fulfilled in Daniel affected our people in history and how it has an effect on us today? No, don't nobody want to come on here and do no straight left. It requires too much work and skill. So let's come on here and find who we can contend with. And they think that we're stupid. They think we don't see that that's all they do. That's all they do. If they ain't contending with us, they're contending with each other, cursing each other out. Cursing people, period. I'm going to put a curse. There's one brother on YouTube right now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't dropping no names tonight unless they call in. Cursing people. Dropping curses on people. I curse you. I curse your wife. I curse your kids. What is it saying in Tanakh that we supposed to be walking around willy-nilly cursing people? Only time I read about somebody being cursed is either the children of Israel as a nation or Moses getting the children of Israel to agree that anybody who breaks the laws shall be cursed and everybody shall say amen. But I didn't see nobody just going around willy-nilly just cursing people because they disagree with them on a doctrinal level. Oh, you don't agree with me, Josh? No, man, I see that another way, brother. You curse. Your children curse. I curse you. I hope everybody in your family die. I got people on social media talking like that. And they're Tanakh only. Don't you know that you're supposed to be talking like that? Don't you know that's how the fools talk? Let's talk about this Tanakh. Let's talk about how we don't supposed to be on here being quick to bicker with each other. Let's talk about how this argumentative spirit is one of the reasons they got Israel kicked out the land. Don't nobody want to talk about that because you know what's going to happen? Everybody who's watching them going to say, well, if being that way got us kicked out of the land, then continuing that way will keep us out of the land. And then you're going to start waking up and they're going to start walking away from y'all. So they want to make sure that you don't know these kind of things. So what do? They try to create smoke screens by just focusing the attention on other groups and trying to find fault with them. So you won't ever stop and just say, wait a minute, what are y'all supposed to be doing? Because all I hear from y'all is what we're supposed to be doing. What are y'all supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be following stop. We're supposed to be observing Torah. Then how come you're behaving like this then? I guess you didn't know that every law in the Tanakh is not ritual. Some laws are talking about how you're supposed to just conduct yourself. They'll browbeat you to death with the ritual. They'll argue with you all day long about feast days and Sabbath days and when the days start. You know what I'm saying? What's the new moon? They'll argue with you from sun up to sundown about that. But let somebody come on here and be like, hey, man, how we supposed to be carrying on, as far as conduct, personal conduct? Do we supposed to be on here arguing back and forth nonstop? Well, man, I don't know. Let's look at it, okay? A fool's lips enter into contention and his mouth calleth for strokes. What that means, brother? Well, it means that, a fool is always arguing. Fool always bickering. What do you see when you go on social media? Don't you see them always trying to bicker and start arguments with us? A bunch of people just looking for somebody to argue with. With a chip on their shoulder. It's a messianic like that too. But it's not only, they are worse. Because the Tanakh only care about attacking the New Testament and Jesus. I don't see too many Tanakh only who have come on here. I'm not saying none have. I ain't seen too many who just come on here and just want to teach. But that can change. That's why it's called the Tanakh only challenge, because I'm challenging you Tanakh only Hebrews to come on here and teach some actual Tanakh.
Right.
I'm tired of hearing about how y'all can't stand Jesus. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And what's sad is there was some like really good teachers that just fell off. You haven't heard from since that was capable of giving a lesson out of the Tanakh, but they were so intent on disproving Jesus was the Messiah or whatever that, you know, after that they just fizzed out for some reason.
Exactly. Because all these brothers want to do now is become a nation of striving people. That's all they want to do. That's what Israel has been reduced to. We love to argue. And y'all know I'm not lying. Ain't nobody going to be stupid enough to call in and say, nah, John, that ain't true. Hebrews don't do that. Y'all know they do that. That's all they do. Go on any platform. They all in front of the camera with a mic in their hand. You can see them literally fighting for the mic. I don't see brothers literally playing tug of war with the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't be ashamed. That's you. You want ashamed to do it. See, what you're ashamed of is that people know now you ain't supposed to be acting like that. Cursing people out, saying derogatory stuff about racists universally when only a certain amount of people doing that stuff. I was on Facebook and somebody uploaded a video of a woman who was walking her dog. It was a white woman. And the dog, she held out a little plastic cup and let the dog pee in the cup, and then she drinks the pee. The person who uploaded the video going to say, white people, y'all need to explain this kind of behavior. Wait a minute. All white people don't do that. I'm pretty sure it was the white people who saw that was ready to throw up just like I was. So how come you want to hold an entire race accountable for what some people do, but then you complain when the police profile black people? The Tanakh speaks against being prejudiced. It's called being a respecter of persons. The Tanakh speaks against abusing and vexing the stranger. That's the non-Hebrew. I see Messianic and Tanakh only doing that. Y'all need to quit playing. Who do y'all think y'all fooling? People who really got understanding don't have to even turn to Matthew, the first book in the New Testament, to know y'all playing. This isn't real. The so-called Jews are better Torah observers than y'all. You know the ones y'all say stole y'all identity? Ever thought that maybe God gave it to them because he knew they'd do it better than you? God allows everything, don't he? That's what y'all say. He put us in this condition. The so-called Jews. Y'all show me anywhere on YouTube where you got two Jewish organizations on there cursing each other out and debating with each other. I'm asking them to knock only Hebrews to do that. Show me that. Well, they are on there inviting men to their private parts. Show me that. I want to see that. Y'all say whatever. Oh, he's soft. He's an Edomite. He's fake. He's a better Torah observer than you. He conducts himself better than you. You'll curse him out in a minute. He won't curse you out. You got a few radicals like that. You know, it's crazy people in every group and every race. Y'all know that. But how many Jews you see that be walking up and down the street and they just start cursing people out? Go ahead, just speak on it.
You know, what's funny is a lot of these guys never even met each other online, and they're going back and forth all the time. And sometimes I think, what if they really met each other? What would happen if they were in front of each other?
They would act like the thugs and savages that they are. They would act like they're in the yard. They would act like they're in the cell block. And these are our leaders. These are the people you want me and my son to look to for guidance and leadership. I don't need y'all for that. I grew up in the hood. I don't need to look at that to get that kind of behavior. I grew up in the hood. I don't see guys in the hood arguing over a dice game, in the exact same manner, y'all argue over scripture, loud and cursing each other out, and ready to fight. And you telling me you a Hebrew Israelite? You fake. Stop fooling yourself. All you doing is playing Halloween 365 days out the year. You're putting on a costume. Stop fooling yourself. Go back to your street clothes. Start using your government name again because you haven't really changed. You're still acting the same way. This is supposed to be a spiritual change, sisters and brothers. That's why as soon as we found out or believed that we were Israelites, first thing we do is throw on the robe, throw on the turbans, get us a couple of staffs. Some brothers put breastplates on. We want to call ourselves mighty this, holy that, high priest this. We want to get all these titles. We want to just do it up. And then a brother approach you in front of a camera and ask you a simple question, and you curse him out. You ready to fight him. And this is supposed to be Israel. And ain't nobody really speaking on this. You know, like BA and Anonymous, they've been speaking on this. You know what I'm saying? But that's not enough. That's like 3 people. And, of course, you know, the KLJ, they've been talking about this for years, probably before me. And I'm pretty sure it's a few other people, but why is this running rampant? Who are the leaders of these organizations that are letting their people out there? Because I'm telling y'all right now, and I don't told my own people this, if I ever went on social media and saw a respected member of ABT carrying on like that, I'm going to pull that brother to the side and be like, what do you think you're doing? And if he's like, that's the way I'm going to be, I'm going to say, bro, you can't be a part of this. You can't be a part of anything I'm doing. You can still listen in, but you will not be reading. You will not be doing any classes with me. None of that. Because that's very unbecoming. So when I see these people carrying on like this and continuing to do it, that means that whoever they are studying under are the same way. They are just as corrupt. They bickering and they striving. Oh, but we ain't done. Oh, no. Let's go to Proverbs 13. Turn back. This is freaking ridiculous. This is a joke. Got a bunch of thugs and ex-cons teaching us. And they're still acting like thugs and ex-cons. I'm not saying anything against people who used to be a thug or used to be a con. I'm not saying anything against that. I'm saying you still act the same way you did when you were a convict, when you were in prison, when you were in the streets, going off on each other, telling people the white man is the devil, but I see the N-word come out your mouth toward another brother in a derogatory way more than anybody. I know the whole controversy surrounding the N-word. You know, it don't bother me. I understand the concept of it being used as a term of endearment. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, that's what you should do or shouldn't do. I'm just saying I understand it. But when I see it being used by blacks on social media against other blacks in a derogatory way, you follow what I'm saying? I'm like, how is this Tanakh only? How is this spiritual? Where's the change at? They be talking about all kinds of stuff. They start talking about people's families, people's wives and children and stuff like that, making fun of deceased parents, making fun of people for being handicapped. I've seen it all. Tanakh only and Messianic. And we just put up with it. We just sit back, oh, whatever, we feel God's chosen people. No, you're not. Y'all don't even understand that you're not God's chosen people, even if you actually are an Israelite. You are only God's chosen people if you are doing what he said to do. You think all the Israelites who were in the wilderness, who Korah was leading a rebellion against Moses, y'all think they were God's chosen people? They were chosen to die. So you think they were God's chosen people? Because chosen means holy and set apart. But you're only holy and set apart if you are actually following the Tanakh. And it's not just the ritual stuff. Get off your head that all you got to do is observe the Sabbath day and other ritual things like the dietary law and wear some fringes and you good. No, your behavior needs to change. Your very speech needs to change.
Right.
But you can't even really tell most of these dudes apart from the thugs in the street. You can't even tell. And that's what they do in public. Imagine what they're doing behind closed doors. This type of stuff, folks, just send a shiver up your spine. But we all became complacent with it. If everybody was really serious and they were listening to this class today, and y'all know this is going on in your congregation, if everybody was really serious about the Tanakh right now, after this class is over, they would go to their teacher and demand a change or be out of the door by tomorrow morning on the Shabbat. They wouldn't even make it to the next class. You're not going to change? I'm done. But you know what y'all going to do? You're going to sit under this guy and watch him just attack people and bicker back and forth on social media. You're going to continue to sit under him. You're going to continue to support him and think in your little deceived mind that you're going to get some deliverance. Y'all keeping us where we are. We ain't going to ever, if us going back to the land, as in Deuteronomy 28, depends on us repenting and turning away from sin. Not just idolatry, because for some reason it's not only thing that idolatry is the only sin that exists. Because they call Jesus an idol, and they just attack us on that. They are like, that's the only sin that exists, idolatry. What about not being full of strife? That's a commandment too. What about that? That's a sin too, being full of strife. That's a sin too. What about that? But if our deliverance depends on our law keeping, then maybe that's the reason why Jesus ain't came back. And you don't believe in Jesus, maybe that's the reason why y'all ain't delivered y'all yet. Y'all don't deserve any deliverance. I can see that. You know, if I can see it, he can see it. You really think God gonna bring this bickering, going back and forth, threatening each other, cursing each other out, inviting other men to your private parts? You really think he's gonna bring you back to the land? You really think that? You really think that if Yahweh came down from heaven right now, he gonna look at you and be like, come on, brother, you've been on social media for 20 years, cursing people out, calling women out their names, attacking strangers for no reason. Come on in the land. You think he's gonna do that? You really believe that? Because if you really believe that, you are just the dumbest person I've ever met. So let's read one more, and then we'll open up the phone. Because, we started a little late, so I'm trying to get to the phone a little quicker, right? But we're in Proverbs 13, right? Give me verse 10.
Right. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 10. Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well-advised is wisdom.
It said, only by pride cometh contention. Now, before I break this down, we're going to look up the word contention. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the Strong Exalted Concordance, and we're going to look up the word translated contention in the Hebrew section. And let me just get here. And for everybody listening, it's 4683 in the Hebrew section. Because it says, only by pride comes contention. That means whatever this word contention means, it's called by pride. And see, a lot of people don't want to talk about how proud Israel is. You follow what I'm saying? To the point of just complete arrogance. We're proud people. We Israel. God don't care about us. He saw this, he saw that. Some of y'all today who claim to be Israel, y'all more wicked than the people you condemn. You want to go on social media and expose somebody, and you knew the person was wicked the whole time you were with them. But only when you have a personal issue with them, now you want to put the man dirt out there. We do little stuff like that. If Jeff knew I was doing something wicked, Jeff don't supposed to wait until me and him have a personal disagreement and then decide to expose me. Because the first thing people need to ask Jeff is, how long did you know Josh was doing this? Oh, I've been knowing this for 7 years. So why you just not saying something now? Because, me and God got into an argument. So what you're saying is you was okay with studying with and under a straight-up sinner as long as he didn't cross you. Right. Well, that's exactly what you're saying. That's fake, too. See, we need to start asking people stuff like this. How long did you know this before you went public? If they say something like that, I just found this out the other day or last week. That's cool. I understand that. But don't tell me you knew this for years and now you want to go after the brother. What made you finally expose them? If they say something like, I know I should have been did it, but, I love the brother, I was feeling guilty, it started, vexing me, and I finally had to say something, I can understand that. Don't tell me you got mad at him one night and now you're going to put the dirt out there. That's fake. That's not Tanakh. We need to understand that. But this is the word translated contention. It's 4683 in the Hebrew section. And the word is matzah. Matzah. And it says from Hebrew 53:27, and it means a quarrel, contention, debate, strife. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Webster's New Explorer College Dictionary, and we're going to look up the word quarrel. We get real basic, right? And that word is on page 789 in this particular dictionary. This is what it says under quarrel. It says, definition 1, a cause of dispute or complaint. This is what it means as a noun, a cause of dispute or complaint. So that means when it says in verse 10, only by pride cometh contention, it says only by pride or arrogance cometh a quarrel, and what that is saying is only by pride cometh a cause of dispute or complaint. This is somebody who always got something they want to dispute. And when we look it up in the Hebrew, it says debate. So you can also substitute the word debate there. Only by pride cometh debate. So what does that mean? That means somebody is arrogant and they feel like they have to show off their superiority, so they try to find somebody to debate with. They try to find somebody to argue with. They try to find somebody to quarrel with. But look what else it says right here. Definition 2. A usually angry verbal dispute. Don't tell me y'all ain't seen that on social media. Don't tell me y'all have not seen angry verbal disputes from the Tanakh only Hebrews. Yes, Messianics do it too, but I'm talking about the Tanakh only tonight because they keep telling us we need to go back to the Tanakh. Well, this is what the Tanakh says. Don't tell me to go back to the Tanakh and you're not even living the Tanakh. I don't want to hear that. You follow what I'm saying? Y'all shove this down our throats. Tanakh, Tanakh, Torah, 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 Tanakh, Tanakh, Tanakh. Y'all ain't even living it. What you going to do when you tell somebody they need to go back to the Tanakh and they actually do it and see that you're not doing it? What you going to do then? Because you're going to find yourself in a bad spot. But look at what this word means. It says this is quarrel as a verb. It says to find fault. Whoa. Now, Jeff, listen to that one. To find fault. So, right. By pride cometh contention, or by pride cometh somebody. See, every time you turn around, they're trying to find fault with something. Always trying to find fault with the New Testament. Always trying to find fault with Jesus. Always trying to find fault with the Messianics. Even though you've already clearly expressed how you feel. But you want to keep on arguing and debating about it. Don't want to just teach the Tanakh. See, the prophets didn't just rebuke Israel, they taught Israel. They didn't just point out their faults. They also showed them what they're supposed to be doing. They were teachers too. People don't understand that the prophets were teachers too.
Right.
A prophet's job was to teach the people and to warn the people what would happen if they did not adhere to the teaching. That's all the prophets were doing, just reminding Israel, you messing up. The Torah says this, y'all doing that, y'all need to stop, or God is going to do this. That's all the prophet. That's a symptomatic formula for a prophet. You're supposed to be doing this, you're not doing it. If you don't start back doing this, God is going to punish you. That's it. And that's all I'm saying to these people. These are the people who want me to put down Jesus so I can become that. So I can be on social media threatening my brother with violence because he has an alternative view of a scripture. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm supposed to be doing? Lying on people about their family? You know, lying on people, saying their family is this, their family is that. Talking about people's mothers, daughters, wives, because we disagree on a verse in the Bible? Let's read the rest of this definition. Y'all know this stuff going on. I mean, I know when I put it into the light like this, it really makes you reflect on it. But we all knew this been going on. But I got to get even more strict now. Now, you can't even talk to me if I know that's how you are. You're not going to get a debate out of me. You can say, he's making up excuses, he's running, he just don't want that work, whatever. Tell yourself whatever you need to tell yourself to help you sleep better at night. I don't care. That's good between them and me. I don't care what they think about me. They don't did a million videos on me. They didn't get a single response from Josh. The only time Josh responds is when you're lying on them. But if you just going on, Josh is a Christian, sure am. I believe in Jesus. And yes, I use the name Jesus. It does not come from the name Zeus for all the idiots out there who still believe that. Go pick up a freaking lexicon. That's all you got to do. You stuck on stupid. And they'll call in after everything I just said, Jeff, in this class. If somebody heard me say that about Jesus, somebody going to call in and try to debate on that, though. They ain't going to be like, man, you right about that, but you're not saying we're supposed to be doing that. All they heard is something they can jump on and turn into a dispute.
Right.
That's all these dudes be doing, just like the Pharisees did Jesus. Sitting there just listening, hoping they can hear something come out his mouth that they can use to accuse him. And accuse is just another way of saying finding fault. See, we don't even understand that finding fault. Let me show y'all something here. It says quarrel, right? To find fault. You know, like quarrel with the ideal. Definition 2, to contend or dispute actively. That means somebody who's constantly doing it. Every time you turn on social media, he arguing with somebody. Or she arguing with somebody. Proverbs 13 and 10. Only by pride cometh contention or quarrel. Only by pride cometh somebody who's trying to find fault. Satan is called the accuser of the brothers. That's in the Tanakh and in the New Testament. Read about that in Zechariah. He's called the accuser. That's what he did with Job. He tried to accuse Job to God. He tried to find fault with Job. So if you see somebody who's always trying to find fault with others, I'm not saying it's wrong to just point out some faults, but if that's all you see them doing instead of just straight up teaching you, that's somebody operating in the spirit of Satan. Oh, I'm going to do a Tanakh only lesson on that. Because, you know, I can't go to the New Testament, so I'm going to teach, so I hope y'all taking notes. But now, you can open up the phone, Sal. I'll take a couple of questions and we'll finish this thing up.
All right, family. Once again, this debate talk for you. The Tanakh Only Challenge Volume 1 is the title of the show. With special guest Brother Josh from Absolute Bible Truth. If you want to call in, you know that number, 319-527-6239. Simply press number 1, and we'll add you into conversation. As a matter of fact, you can send me an email as well, debatetalkview@gmail.com, and I'll read out your questions. By the way, family, for those of you that like to receive prayer, ABT has that prayer line with the host, Ariel. You can call in every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you dial that number. Write it down, 646-668-8496. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, ABT has their prayer line set up, hosted by Ariel. Once again, it's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I have the link in the description box for the Blog Talk Radio show every Wednesday. Well, let's go to the phone line, 678-497. You're live.
Shalom. This is Mario. What's going on? Welcome back, Sal. Welcome back. Miss you.
Hey, thanks, man.
Okay, so, Brother Josh, you're gonna have to, and shalom, by the way, shalom. Not here to kind of contest, but like my position, Tanakh only. But you're gonna have to start calling out some names. How you're constantly using Tanakh only, and these brothers doing these. I've had several debates with Messianic, and every single debate that I've ended with Messianic, they say, "Oh, you're a brother that I can actually build with. You're one of the only Tanakh only brothers who I can sit here and I can actually build with." I don't go onto social media slandering anybody, but I do have questions. I have questions that need to be answered, and I've studied the Tanakh. I can do lessons on the Tanakh. I can do this on the Tanakh and stuff like that. But for some reason, whenever I'm talking about the Tanakh, I have a Messianic that comes, and I hate just even separating Israel like that, but it's kind of seemed like a northern southern kingdom type. Who's the rightful king, But I always have a Messianic person who always comes in and tries to say, no, that's Yahshua. So I'm like, okay, well, let's put that aside. Let's see what actually happened and try to go into context about certain things and be like, no, okay, well, let's read this. And you kind of see that. And after I kind of lay out my line and stuff like that, what I constantly continue that, and I've been asking for the past couple of months, 3 questions that have been like one-hitter quitters, and nobody seems to answer it. But and I'm not going to reveal my questions now because I wanted to say it for the trial. If y'all ever have a trial, or I know that like Brother Anonymous and stuff like that was kind of working up a business for a team or something like that. But I have these 3 questions and stuff like that. Every single time I ask a question, I always get, you don't understand, you don't have the spirit, this, that, and all kind of, but instead of just answering the questions. So, but all I do is I have questions about this book. I mean, it's the exact same thing. Do you want me to pick up the New Testament? Tell me why I need to pick up the New Testament. Okay, or else I'm just leaving it alone. Now, I might dabble into it a little bit or something like that because there are some good philosophies in the New Testament. I'm not even going to knock that. There are very good philosophies.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, let me, because I was just sitting back listening, but already you're doing it and you don't even realize you're doing it. You know what I mean?
I'm doing
Let me
what?
show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you. I'm glad you asked.
Go ahead.
First of all, I said in this class, I'm not going to call any names because I'm not talking about all Tanakh only. They know who they are. That's what I said. I said that a few times. You follow what I'm saying? When I say a few, I mean I'm being sarcastic. I mean a lot of times, right? Number 2, you said every time you do a lesson, a Messianic attacks you. But notice that the lesson you're doing is a controversial lesson. It's a lesson that stirs up strife. And I'm not saying you ain't allowed to do that. But what I'm saying is, can you give me a scenario where you just came on Debate Talk for You and just taught the kind of lesson I'm teaching right now, and a Messianic just started attacking you, trying to push Jesus on you?
Oh, okay, no problem. The lesson that I had with Matthew. I think that was the brother's name. I believe his name was Matthew. I did a lesson not too long ago with all the prophecies fulfilled in the Old Testament. Sal had it on. We had it on.
Hold on, you said all the prophecies. You said all the prophecies fulfilled in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And you don't see that as.
Being forced.
Wait, hold on.
See, look.
Wait. See, you still don't see what you're doing. See, it's been going on for so long that you don't even see what you're doing. If you do a class titled "All the Prophecies Have Been Fulfilled in the Old Testament," that's a shot at the New Testament because they're saying the New Testament plays no part in it. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking that way because you're.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Listen,
I could be just doing a lesson saying that.
Wait, brother. Ain't no not, brother. Ain't no not necessarily. If I go to a Muslim, because the Muslims believe that the Quran is another testament after the New Testament. That's what Muslims believe. If I do a lesson right now and say, I don't even got to mention the word Muslim, Quran, or nothing. If I just do a lesson right now and say, this book stopped at Revelation. God ain't got no more other written revelations. If I say that, any Muslim who is listening will be like, if I know that they believe that their book is another revelation after the New Testament, if they know that I know that, then they know that I'm saying the Quran plays no part in prophecy or revelation or anything. So what you're doing is like you're doing the opposite of what they do. You're taking cheap shots. So you're not just coming out directly. You're just implying a lot of stuff. And you're mad because, well, let me finish. I didn't interrupt you until you start going off course.
Kind of did, but go ahead.
And what you're doing is, like, for instance, if I do a class right now and I say Jesus is the Messiah, right? I don't got to say nothing about no Tanakh. Only if I just say Jesus is the Messiah, you know that I know that there are Tanakh onlys who may be listening who don't agree with that. And if I say that, even if I'm not trying to do it, it's still a shot at somebody's belief system. But especially if they know you come from a background where you have been bumping heads with Messianics. What I'm saying is, give me a scenario where you were teaching a neutral class that doesn't have anything to do with controversy. It's just Torah law. How are we supposed to be conducting ourselves? Let me finish. Can you give me a class where, because you said you called in, you put yourself out there, so I'm going to put you out there. Can you give me a class? Let me finish my question.
My attention, though.
Let me finish my question. Let me finish my question. Can you direct me to a class on Debate Talk for You where you were just teaching us how we're supposed to be observing Torah law? It could be the Sabbath, dietary law, how we treat each other, how we talk to each other. First, can you do that? Second, can you show me when you just taught a class, because everything in Torah law is not surrounded in controversy. We know we're supposed to be murdering. We know we're supposed to be committing adultery. All of these are lessons that you could be doing and probably have done on other platforms. So can you give me the title of the class? Because I said not everybody does that, so you may be one of the few exceptions. So tell me the title of the class so I can look it up and listen to it and see that you were unfairly attacked and all you were trying to do was teach us how to keep Torah. And I've been getting on the Messianic tonight too. I said they do the same thing. So can you do that? If you cannot do that, I'm going to the next caller. Now, can you do that for me?
So I need to tell you because you kind of cut me off.
I want the name of the class, brother. Can you give me the name of the class so I can look it up?
You gotta let me talk. You gotta let me talk.
Next caller. Sal, next caller, please. Next caller. See, this is what they do. First, the brother want to call in and be a hit dog, and then he want to say, not me. And I'm saying, cool. Show me a class that you did. I'm not saying he lied. I'm just saying, bro, just give me the title of the class. I'll look it up right now. I'll listen to it when I get a chance. Next time I'm on here, you know what? That brother right. Messianics do the same thing, but I've been saying that anyway. Haven't I been saying it all night? You up there, Messianics do the same thing. Haven't I been saying that?
Right.
All night. I just said the only difference is I'm talking about. Go ahead.
You also said that you wasn't going to talk about that. We just dealing with the Tanakh only, but you do know that they do it also.
Exactly. And I've been saying that all night. So this brother want to come in and say, I don't do that. That's fine. Because I said I know all of them don't do it. But when I just asked the brother to give me an example of a class he did, he throws out controversial classes that is going to invite challenge. You follow what I'm saying? On a controversial issue. This is not a controversial issue I'm talking about, even though I call it Tanakh only challenge. No Tanakh only. If you notice, the brother didn't even say nothing about the class, Jeff. He never called in and said, you know what? The Tanakh do say we're supposed to be doing it. Let me just put that out there first before I go into my spiel. See, distraction. He's still trying to get a little miniature back and forth out of me. Still trying to dispute. That's why I told him it's been going on so much you don't even see it when you're doing it. Even when you're not trying to do it, you're doing it. This is bad, y'all. I hope y'all can see this. I hope y'all can see this. Rafael, please, let's call her.
All right. Once again, the number is 319-527-6239. Got to move on to the next person, 813-240. You're live.
Hey, shalom, Josh. Excellent class. Very eye-opening, to say the most. But I just want to make a comment and not so much bring any contention to your lesson, because I do agree with everything you're saying. And one of the things that me and Divine Prospect were speaking, and we were going to set up a dialogue that me and him can have. And he said up there, said, well, Chris, when people hear you, they hear how intelligent you are. But they also hear you snapping and acting a fool from time to time with the Torah Knights. And he started to question, and he said, why are you even with them? You don't need them. Albeit you have said the same thing to me in the past, in which I've decided to move on. Now, the one thing I'll sit up there and say is, like you said, on both sides, the Messianics do it and the Tanakh onlys do it. Instead of having an intelligent conversation on what we could do to begin to move forward as a people, from time to time we begin to have an unintelligent conversation about what Jesus is or what he represents to the nation of Israel or to the people of Israel, because the nation was never mentioned as a whole. So to your subject matter, yes, I do agree with everything that you're saying, that we must mature a little bit. I really don't have any contention with what you're saying, but I do want to say one thing. It does take a little bit of practice and a little bit of humility for everybody to start to come aboard and understand the beauty of Tanakh or the Holy Mikra and begin to learn how to live a Torah-based life. I do like what you said. If it's a controversial lesson, controversy is going to be involved. Tempers are going to flare. But I think at this point where we're at now, I think it's only fair that if we are putting up videos that are causing contention and strife, that maybe we just need to take these things down. Now, I'm not in any way, shape, or manner in contention to anything that you're saying tonight, because it is true. It comes a lot from us. I know it comes from me, too. I am guilty of that. And I think that we all need to mature a little bit and learn to straighten up our acts. That's all I want to say.
Correct. That was Chris Harris, everybody, because I don't think you mentioned his name, but that was Chris Harris, everybody. And this is the kind of response I expect from somebody who claims they Tanakh only based. Because there's nothing in this lesson I'm giving that anybody should find fault with if they are Tanakh only. And like I said, I'm not going to come on here and start dropping people's names. I'm not trying to do that. All I'm saying is, this is what the book says. You know if it applies to you or not. That's all there is to this. But don't call in saying, not me, and then doing exactly what the lesson says you're supposed to be doing. Because you're trying to play innocent, you're being a hit dog. That's what you're doing. The previous guy, even Chris said, controversial lessons make tempers flare. And if you on there cursing people out, calling people out their name, calling people the N-word, threatening them, inviting them to your private part, you follow what I'm saying? That is not the Tanakh. One thing he did say was, it does take time for people to start living a Torah-based life. I agree on that. But some of these brothers you see on social media carrying on like this, been it is longer than some of y'all been alive. And they still act like that. Some of them guys old enough to be my daddy. And they've been doing this longer than me. And they still act like that. There's no excuse if you're going to be a teacher. If you can't change your behavior, then you don't need to be teaching. You can still be in it. You can still try to perfect your walk. But you don't need to be on social media or over on congregation trying to teach somebody if this is the example you are giving them. And this is the reason why it don't got to this point. Because the leaders who are over us are acting like this. I don't let nobody at ABC publicly go out and represent ABC and carry on like that, because they won't be a part of ABC anymore. And I wouldn't want them to study with or under me if I'm on social media carrying on and acting like that. It goes both ways. I hold myself to the same standard I hold my people to. Anonymous Hebrew will tell you all the time. B.A. will tell you all the time. Even Chris Harris, back in the day we used to be talking, I told all three of them brothers all the time, I never hold somebody to something that I wouldn't do myself or haven't already done myself. I lead by example. I don't get on here and just talk this stuff and then go on social media and do the opposite or go on my Sabbath class and do the opposite. This stuff got to stop. We become too comfortable with contention in Israel. And it's gotten very personal. It got very personal. Now the brother who called in before Chris, he don't even want to just give me the title of the class so I can just endorse his statement. That's all I want to do. I just want to endorse his statement. Like, bro, you said somebody attacked you, you doing a class about the king of Israel. You know good and well that is a shot at Jesus. Stop playing. You know good and well if you're doing a class titled All the Prophecies Were Fulfilled in the Old Testament, that is a shot at the New Testament believers because you're saying the New Testament played no role in it. You know that.
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead, Chris. Then we're going to go to the next person.
Okay, all right, cool. And Josh asked for a lesson, and I have a lesson on my platform called Be More Like David and Not Like Saul. David accepted responsibility for all the things that he did. That's why he was forgiven, and he kept the kingdom. Saul blames the people, and he blamed everybody else around him. Be more like David and not like Saul. That's all I'm saying. So if you ask for a lesson,
do it on Debate Talk for You. Beautiful. Get with Al. Do it on Debate Talk for You.
All right.
Do it without cursing nobody out, calling somebody the N-word. Just teach. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I already know how to do that.
Okay.
So,
just saying.
All right. Peace, everybody. Peace, everybody. And there's no lessons on my channel where I'm calling everybody F-bombs and dropping nigger bombs and all that. Excuse me. Welcome back, Sal. Peace, everybody.
All right, and by the way, I got a message from Ariel, actually. He wanted me to read it out to you. It says, can you tell, Brother Josh, I apologize if it seems like I was trying to start something, but I was trying to tie into his point. That's his response to you, Josh.
You know, I don't hold no grudges, and I'm not even holding that against him. All I'd say irritated by is that the brother made a statement, and I just wanted him to give me the class. Because I would have came back on your show and be like, Ariel is an example of somebody who just tried to teach the Tanakh, you know, just how we supposed to behave and conduct ourselves, and he was unfairly attacked by Messianics. Because I know Messianics do it too. I know that. So it ain't nothing, you know, behind it. I just wanted people to see that it's become so normal that we're doing it even when we don't see that we're doing it. We're not trying to do it. Some people are trying to do it. Some people have become so used to it that they're doing it. You follow what I'm saying? Without even knowing they're doing it. We got to stop this bickering, looking for strife, always trying to attack other people. You follow? I'm not saying that you can't ever rebuke nobody. I'm not saying that you can't ever try to correct anybody, or if you disagree with something, you can't speak on it. I'm not saying anything like that. All I'm saying is if 99.9% of your ministry or your mission is attacking Messianics on Jesus and the New Testament, then you are not really Tanakh only, because all you're doing is looking for somebody to argue with. Teach me the Tanakh. You follow what I'm saying? That brother Ariel said he could teach Tanakh. Just like Chris said, I want to see you on here next week or whenever Sal got to open it. Give me a lesson on the Tanakh, and I will call in and I will tell you if I agree with the precept in the Tanakh. I ain't going to put Jesus on you. Don't worry about it. And I'll tell you if I don't and why I don't. You follow what I'm saying? But it's all good. You can go to the next caller, please.
All right, once again, fam, the number is 319-527-6239. I see we have a lot of callers out there. We have a lot of Skypers out there as well. I see you. Let's press number 1 if you want to chime in. Before we move on, though, Brother Josh, you know we do promotion out here. Let people know about your ABT class. It's going on Saturdays, every Saturday.
You know, Sal had to go on out there and just go in and put me out there like that. Yes, everybody, we do have classes every Saturday or every Shabbat. Right now we're doing it at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The call-in number is on Blog Talk, just like Sal's show is, so y'all familiar with the format. It's a Blog Talk show. The call-in number is 319-527-6197. Again, that's 319-527-6197. And after every class, we do question and answer. After every single class. Because I want people to tell me if they understood what I was saying, if they ain't following something I said, if they even disagree. I do that because I want to make sure everybody get this right. But we cannot be out here calling ourselves Hebrews, Israel, Jacob, Jews, whatever, and carry it on like this. Because these are not servants of the Most High. Does anybody else have?
Yeah. Also, let you guys know I have that information in the description box as well. So if you want to go to the description box, you can get all the information there. Let's go to the next caller. I believe it's Anonymous Hebrew. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. You know it's me. Shabbat Shalom again.
Shabbat Shalom.
Obviously, Shabbat Shalom to my brother Josh. I'm just going to say a couple things real quick. First off is, it's always good to hear my brother Chris Harris sounding like Chris Harris again. And I'll say that and I'll leave it at that. When that brother is on his A game, Tanakh only, messianic, whatever you want to say, the brother's able to be objective. And he's able to come at it from a perspective of truth. And so I appreciate that. I'm not going to go too far in on Brother Ariel, but I appreciate that brother too, because when you talk to him, at least he is trying to be objective. I will say his message did come across as though he was trying to be contentious, but I know how it is when you're dealing with Brother Ariel. Sometimes, you just kind of got to hear him and get to his conclusion. With that being said, I want to kind of summarize what this brother Josh is putting out because maybe some people aren't understanding it. There is a mandate in the Tanakh as well as in the New Testament of how we are supposed to act and how we're supposed to treat each other. And we are seeing that on the Tanakh only side and as well on the Messianic side. And this brother has said this multiple times this evening. I think the thing that myself, my brother Josh, my brother B.A., people like Brother Zadok, even people like Brother Robert Reed, and I can just start naming a slew of other people, so please forgive me if I'm not saying your name. But what we are saying is if we are the body of this book, if we represent the living, breathing embodiment of this book, there's a way that we should carry ourselves. And, we all fall short at times, but it shouldn't be your natural character to fall short of this book, right? So if you do fall short, you repent, you get back up, you wipe yourself off, and you keep moving. But if it is your natural character to go against the lessons that we see in the Tanakh, the lessons that we see in the, I guess what was called the Brit Hadashah or the New Testament, then you have to check yourself and wonder why you are acting that way. I think the brother has brought an excellent lesson tonight of how, and it may not seem like it, but it's actually a lesson of how we can actually bridge this gap and come together. Because the thing that we do have in common, whether you accept or reject the New Testament Mashiach, which we do, we accept Jesus or Yeshua, Yahushua, Yahusha, the several names that I hear, we accept him as the New Testament Messiah, right? We believe one of the main things he did, though, was teach Torah. So if our goal is to truly get this right, then we can unite with understanding how we need to act and understanding our role in this and how we should go forth. And I think this brother has done an excellent job in pointing that out tonight. So going forward, whether you agree with his lesson or disagree, you have to admit that the goal is to change how we act. So I want to thank that brother for bringing this out tonight. I'm still going to be listening because maybe there'll be some more things that we need to comment on, but I don't have any questions. I just have adoration and support for the lesson because it is needed, and I'm happy that Debate Talk for You is back so we can have these discussions. So Shabbat Shalom to the family, Shabbat Shalom to the callers, and kind of take heed to what the brother's saying because it is imperative. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Praise God.
All right, family, we taking some more of your calls. 319-527-6239. Just press number 1, and we'll add you into the conversation. The Tanakh Only Challenge Volume 1. So you know what that means. It's going to be a Volume 2 pretty soon. Who knows? Might be next month, might be next week. We're going to get a Volume 2 sometime. Once again, that number is 319-527-6239. Let's go to 856-275. You're live. 856. Yes, you're live. How you doing?
Yeah. I just want to say shalom and barakatah tawada. Thank you, Brother Josh, for this lesson. excuse me, I got a cold. But yeah, when Sal Showtime was off the air, I went to other platforms listening to other edifying debates. But those other platforms, man, whoo. Those other platforms was not like teaching. There was more like strife. Like one was called like Debate League, and one was called like Solomon. I forget, but it was just like thugs teaching the Bible, like Brother Josh be saying. And I was just like, I couldn't even listen to it no more. But yeah, I was just praying like, man, I hope Debate Talk View come back soon, because it's like my 7th day. I will listen into the show, but but yeah, I just want to say I'm glad the Big Talk for You is back on, and Sal Showtime feeling much better. Continue to pray for you, and thanks, Brother Josh, and shalom to the Israelite family.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, and yeah, I keep in my prayers, brother, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Shalom, brother. Thank you for calling in.
All right. Let me see. Is this anonymous again? Yeah, go ahead, anonymous. You want to say something else? Yeah, anonymous, that's you? You press 1 again?
My bad. I got this new mic. My fault. I wanted to address, because I heard the solar mind thing brought up. So I'm not gonna go too far in. You don't miss your water till the well runs dry, right? And we'll leave it at that. It is time for all of us.
Talk about it, man.
I'll do my best. You know what I'm saying? Because Solomon is not a bad brother, right? But this kind of ties into what this brother is teaching. So I had to make sure that I came back in and brought this out. See, part of the issue is that we've been taught to kind of just sit back and not say anything, right? If you love me, you'll tell me when I'm doing something wrong, right? When you see your kids playing with a light plug, right? If you have a young child and they start messing with a light socket, you're gonna tell them that socket is gonna mess you up. Leave it alone, and you do everything you can to keep them from messing with it. And so there comes a time when a platform like this needs to be cherished and actually put to the forefront, right? And now I'm challenging everybody that's listening. If you love this platform, support it, like it, watch it, follow it, recommend it to everyone. Because as somebody who's been a part of that league and of that situation, like I said, I don't want to say nothing bad, because Solomon's not a bad person. I'm not trying to talk bad on anyone else. But I've been so busy fighting for 3 months that being here and just being peaceful, as crazy as it sounds, is almost foreign to me right now. That like I'm here just excited and happy just to sit down and listen to a lesson and be peaceful and hear it and be like, man, I'm at home. Right? So to all those listening, if you love it and you support it, then support it to the fullest. Recommend it, like it, subscribe to it, tell others, because Sal has so much stuff on deck that we've talked about that's in the workings that eventually you'll be able to see Josh teaching this lesson. You'll be able to see whoever it is teaching this lesson. There will be live presentations and all of this other stuff coming, right? It's just in the works. And you have an excellent platform that has integrity. Once again, not knocking anyone else's platform. But if this is home base, then let's treat this like it's home base. I had to say that because as somebody who's been involved with other situations, and that's all I say, all I could keep thinking about was this is home, and I miss home. And now that I'm back home, let's love it, let's grow it, let's build it, let's encourage more lessons like tonight. Let's encourage more lessons from a brother like Josh, a brother like Zadok, B.A., Robert Reed, Bishop Elliott, whoever it is, right? But let's support it, because when I heard that brother just talking just now, the one thing I could think was, I feel you, brother. We missed this. We missed being able to hear this. We missed being able to get fed, and it still be fun and not have this stiffness to it. So once again, I'll fall back, but this is home base. So let's support home base. Welcome back, Sal. Great lesson, Josh. Peace.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
There you go.
Hey, Josh, you want to say a few words, or let's move on?
You can move on to the next call if there's somebody.
All right. Once again, the number is 319-527-6239. We actually have 48 minutes left on the air, family. We got 3 hours thanks to the people that donated to the program. Once again, thanks to the family out there that donated via PayPal or via Cash App. The show was 2 hours for the, few days, but now it's for your donations. It's 3 hours now. So once again, I want to thank the family out there for keeping the show on the air. We definitely appreciate you guys, and keep on supporting the brand. I don't see anybody else pressing number 1, Josh, so you can continue.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, and I thank everybody who called in. Let's take this to Psalm 55. Because, Chris mentioned David. Let's see what David had to say about this. Because he said, be more like David and less like Saul. Or not like Saul, if I'm not mistaken the title. Right? Well, let's see what David had to say about this. Because like I said, this is a challenge to the Tanakh only, not a challenge that they cannot do. See, I'm challenging them to do what they claim they are. Be Tanakh only. And y'all don't even understand that at the end of the day, my theory, my ideal is once you really start reading the Tanakh and trying to live it, you'll be messianic just like us, sooner or later. See, I keep telling people, I'm messianic because I read the Tanakh. That's what people don't get. They keep trying to make it seem like we just some Jesus freaks out of nowhere. I can't speak for everybody else, but at ABT, they know that we are Torah-based. They know that, and I can take this thing further. I can take it to the Tanakh, to the Apocrypha, to the New Testament. In history, I can prove how the ancient rabbis understood verses in the Tanakh to be messianic. That we're trying today to make meaning something else, even though our ancient Hebrew forefathers understood these to be messianic. But they would lead you to believe that the New Testament writers just picked random verses out the Bible, and as Christians, made these verses have messianic interpretations. No, these interpretations were already circulating around in ancient Israel. That's what people don't get. And once you know that, you got to ask yourself, well, if the Christians didn't give these verses messianic interpretations, but non-Christians, before there was even a such thing as a Christian, then why are we attacking the Christians for putting messianic interpretations on verses in the Tanakh that our own Hebrew forefathers were doing before there was a such thing as a Christian? Mm-hmm. That's why I want you to read the Tanakh. I don't run for you. Y'all don't want to deal with no Torah. That's all I'm dealing with. Psalms 55. We're going to read verses 1 to 3. And then we're going to skip. But get that for me right quick, please.
55 or 65?
5.
Okay, got you, brother. Psalm chapter 55, verse 1. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise. Because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me.
Now, you got to ask yourself, when David wrote this, was he talking about the nations, the Gentiles, the heathen? No. So we're going to see that. So look what he said. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Then verse 3 says, because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, the wicked, his enemy, and in wrath they hate me. Let's see what kind of people they were. Read verses 9 to 11, please.
Psalms 55, verse 9. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief also and sorrow are in the midst of it.
Now, read verse 11. Verse 11.
Verse 11. Wickedness is in the midst thereof. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets.
Now, look at what David is saying about these people. He said, destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues. For I have seen violence and strife in the city. So physical violence and verbal violence. And that's that same Hebrew word that was translated strife in Deuteronomy 1 and verse 12. Look what David is saying about the city. He ain't talking about no heathen city or some Gentile city. He's talking about Jerusalem or Israel, somewhere in Jerusalem or somewhere in Israel. He said, I have seen violence and strife in the streets. And David is asking the Most High to destroy these kind of people. All I'm asking them to do is stop. He said these people are his enemies. These are the kind of people you're going to see every time the prophet describes these kind of people. These people were against the prophet. How in the world today these are the people we think we should be following? When every time you see people with these characteristics, they are getting complaints from prophets about how they're treating them. Look what he said. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Verbal and physical disputes. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief also and sorrow are in the midst of it, in the midst of the city. He said they do this day and night. He describes it as mischief and sorrow. That's all you're supposed to feel. You're supposed to feel sad when you turn on social media or come on Debate Talk for You and you see a bunch of brothers on here and all they want to do is generate strife. This is conduct. David wanted these people dead because they were doing that to him. They were doing it to each other. He said, I saw it in the city. Right? So let's see who was doing it. Read verse 12.
Verse 12, for it was not an enemy that reproached me. Then I could have borne it. Neither was it he that hated me, that did magnify himself against me. Then I would have hid myself from him.
Look what he said. For it was not an enemy that reproached me. Then I could have borne it. Like I would have understood that. Neither was it he that hated me, that did magnify himself against me, then I would have hid myself from him. In other words, when you know somebody's your enemy, it makes sense for you to remove yourself from them so they can't hurt you. Read verse 13.
Right. Psalm 55, verse 13. But it was thou a man, mine equal, my guide, and my acquaintance.
Now he's talking about Saul, because Saul did this to him. And if he's not talking about Saul, he's talking about somebody else who did this to him. But the point is, whoever did this to him had to be a fellow Hebrew Israelite. But look what he described it. Look what he saw in the city. He said in verse 9, destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues. That's plural. For I have seen violence and strife in the city. Then he personalized it and showed you that somebody was striving with him without a cause, physically and verbally, because Saul reproached David physically and verbally. You can read all in Samuel, 2 Samuel, how he was speaking against David, or in 1 Samuel. I think Saul was dead at the end of 1 Samuel, if I'm not mistaken. You follow what I'm saying? But definitely in Samuel, he was speaking against David. And David had other enemies. One of David's own sons turned on him. But the point is, look what David said in verse 9 about the people who are filled with violence and strife in the city. He said, destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues. See, this is how I know these guys are not really following the Tanakh. Because if David, y'all keep saying, David's coming back, because you know they don't believe Jesus is coming back. They believe, some of them, believe that David is going to be resurrected and that he's going to be king over Israel. Well, if that's the truth, how do you think David's going to feel about you if you acting just like these people he just described? Ariel mentioned something about David being the king. If he really believes that, then how does he think David views the people, or will view the people who are acting like this today? He's going to be like, destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Thank God, so far, all we have seen is the strife. We ain't seen the violence among the Hebrews yet. Some of y'all may have. But we ain't seen them just get into a fight. They don't came close. But we haven't seen it. And I hope we never do. But look what David said. And David was a prophet too. See how the prophets view strife, Jeff? David wanted them gone.
What's that?
Do you see how the prophets viewed strife?
Yes, it's a sin.
And this has come out arguing. Y'all do know this has just come out arguing and quarrels. Y'all do know that, right? This ain't talking about just physical violence. He said violence and strife is in the city. Y'all do know that, right? You mean to tell me David wanted people dead because they couldn't stop bickering? Yes. See, I don't think this is serious. See, I read the Tanakh. This is my gift to y'all. Because you definitely don't know it, or you'd be behaving differently. Or you do know it, and you're just phony and don't care what the book says. So if it were me, I'd just be like, well, Josh, I didn't know that. That'd be your best bet. I didn't know. Now I know. Because I would hate to think that you knew this all along and you still on social media carrying on like that. I would really hate to think that. So let's look at another prophet. Let's go to Habakkuk. Y'all want Tanakh? I'm giving you Tanakh. And like I said, Jeff, if they think I'm breaking down anything wrong, press 1 and be like, Tanakh, don't say that. That ain't what they're talking about. You twisting it out of context, guys. Ain't nobody going to call in and say that. They know this is what this stuff says. And they know that a lot of them are not acting like that. Now, for Ariel's credit, I've never seen them act like that. In fact, I think I've spoken to him on the phone, outside of debate talk for you, if I'm not thinking about somebody else. But I think I spoke to him. And if that was him, he's always been meek and respectful. But that don't let you off the hook, bro. You know why? Because you ain't out there rebuking nobody. You acting like that. See, I don't just get on Tanakh only. Y'all know me. I go after Messianics too. I go after them more than Tanakh only when they out of line. So they don't think just because you personally don't do it, where are your videos and lessons where you're rebuking the people who do decide to do that? Show me that. Email that to Sal. I'll check it out. If you got it out there, I can't say nothing. I'm not saying you don't. But I'm saying if you don't do it, that doesn't completely let you off the hook. Where are your videos rebuking them? Because if you Tanakh only, that means you talk to a lot of Tanakh only believers who you definitely know carry on like that. So show me the lessons. You ain't got to put nobody's name out there in your lessons. Just show me the lessons where you speak it against that kind of behavior. I'll wait while Sal, because if you're still listening, you ain't got to do it tonight if you're just not listening. But Sal will contact you for me and be like, Josh want a lesson where you're rebuking fellow Tanakh only who are acting out of line according to this Tanakh. Because I do it with my fellow Messianics. Y'all know that. Can't nobody be like, man, the only person Josh talk about are the Tanakh only. No. If you believe that, you have not been listening to Debate Talk for you very long. So don't think that because it's not me, that ain't how it works. You're still supposed to be rebuking and correcting people. You're a teacher in Israel, bro. So it's not enough to just say not me. Jeremiah didn't say not me. Just say not me. David didn't just say not me. David also spoke against the wickedness. We think if we just be quiet and behave, we off the hook. No, you got to say something too.
Right.
You should have been said before Josh even stood up. Should have been said. So because you called in and you said not me, I'm gonna ride you extra hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, where does it say? Show me where it says on your video that we don't supposed to be acting like this, where you're rebuking people. See, that's how I do it. When somebody asks me, Josh, where's your class on this? If you feel so strongly about that, I'll tell you in a minute. AbsoluteBibleTruth.com/store. I got a lesson on that. Most of the time, you hear me going off on a particular topic, you know I don't do a lesson on it, or I will tell you I'm going to do a lesson on that. So for all you brothers who are Tanakh only, who don't carry on like this, why aren't you rebuking your fellow Tanakh only believers? So you're not getting let off the hook just because you don't do it. You follow what I'm saying? Because you know this is not faith, rebuke your brother and don't suffer sin upon him. Y'all know that. You shall in all or any cases rebuke him and not suffer sin upon him. It says something like that. I'm paraphrasing it. But y'all know that verse. But the only time y'all want to rebuke and correct somebody is when you're talking to Christians. So when it comes to your fellow Tanakh only believers, they don't know cursing people out. I'm not saying you don't say anything to them behind the scenes. You may do. But I don't see nobody on social media saying, hey, man, just because you don't believe in Christianity or that New Testament, we don't supposed to be on here carrying on like that. We're cursing people out and threatening people. You know what I'm saying? Talking about people, personal family members, and putting their business out there and stuff like that. We're not supposed to be doing that. The Bible say a talebearer reveals secrets. That's what that say, a talebearer. You see somebody quick to try to get in somebody's personal life and try to put their dirt out there when it has nothing to do with the discussion at hand. We ain't talking about characters, we talking about doctrine. If we talking about doctrine, why is somebody's personal information being aired? If we talking about doctrine. Now, if somebody attack you personally, then yes, you can respond personally because they made it personal. But if all we doing is just having a disagreement over the understanding of a verse, why you want to talk about my mama? You feel me? How did it turn to that? That's savagery, y'all. That's thuggery. We don't supposed to be acting like that. What's that about? How do we get to this point? And you got people walking around so deceived, thinking that they good to go in the eyes of y'all or Yahweh or whatever name you want to use. You think you good to go. No, you're not. The Most High is disgusted with a lot of y'all. Y'all don't even understand that. Walking around all self-righteous, thinking you better than the Christians and the Messianics, and you not even following the Tanakh. This is horrible. And I'm going to keep going in until somebody from the Tanakh only, other than Chris Harris, stand up and be like, you know what? We've been tripping, Josh. We do need to stop acting like this. I'm tired of Chris always being the one taking it for the team. I always got to be Chris. Nobody else say nothing. Even though Chris will admit that he did the stuff he did. He ain't the only one who did it, but he's the only one that owned up to it. It's almost like they got a network. Everybody just get together. Okay, Chris, I know he's talking about all of us, but we need you to get out there and just call in on our behalf and take one for the team. That's what it almost seems like sometimes. I'm not saying they do that, but that's what it seems like. Come on, y'all. Y'all know he ain't the only one that ever did this stuff. Y'all need to stop it. You ain't got to call in and confess nothing to Josh, because I'm not anybody. But you know you did this stuff, and you doing this stuff. Some of y'all did it as recently as a couple of hours ago on another platform. But you ain't got to confess nothing to me. You to not only be to not only. Because as long as y'all acting like this, I'm not going to talk to y'all about no Jesus. You ain't ready for me to talk to you about Jesus. I'm not going to answer no question about Jesus. I'm not going to take no debate about Jesus from to not only who behave this way. Ready to fight. Ready to fight because the dude don't agree with you. And you only do it to your brother. I don't see nobody out here picking no fight for no so-called Jews. Right. I don't see nobody sending no death threats to no skit or no KKK. You on social media, I'm going to kill you. I got this gun because the brother got a different understanding of Deuteronomy. And I'm not advocating violence for any reason, but you got people on here that saying all black people are dumb, devils, and everything else, and they all should be killed off, and that don't bother you. I don't see you on social media making no videos about them. But let your brother get on there and just say, I believe Jesus was the Messiah. Oh, he's a Luciferian. He's a devil. He should be killed. Wait a minute. Just because I believe that, I still love you, though. I still clothe you if you're naked. I still give you something to drink if you're thirsty. That same brother who you think all this bad stuff need to happen to, I'll still do that for you. I'll still forgive you if you sin against me 7 times in a day. That's the guys you want strung up and killed. But the people that out there who really can't stand you, you ain't got nothing to say about them. Not individually, you're just like this wicked white America. Y'all just generalize it. But you ain't, everybody talk about Trump, so that don't count. You ain't out there finding no radical skinhead leaders. They out there. And saying this dude is evil. He should be killed. Because you scared them fools will come after you. Oh, really? I should be killed? And then you go out on your front lawn and you see that burning cross and you see about 50 skinheads stand out in front of your lawn. Oh, yes, they crazy like that. But you threatening your brother. You ready to go meet him on the corner and fight him and shoot him because he got a different viewpoint. Y'all disgust me, man. Y'all make my stomach turn when I think about just how backwards we are. And we all support this. You debate against your brother. You on social media the next day. Oh, I beat him down. I shoot him. He ain't ready for me. He don't want none. Arrogant pride. Self-promotion. I'm the best. I'm the greatest of all time. They don't understand all kinds of stuff. And like I said, not just the Tanakh only. What book are y'all reading where this behavior is acceptable? I would love to know that. But like I said, Habakkuk, I ain't pulling no punches tonight, man. This crap got to stop. We got to stop with this. Got brothers on social media admitting that they watch porn. But not saying that there's something wrong with it. Admit, proud of it. You follow what I'm saying? Proud of this stuff. Y'all do know that the word porn or pornography comes from the Greek word porneia, and it literally means fornication. And when you put ography on the end of something, it means the study of or the involvement of. Fornication. Show me anywhere in this Bible where fornication was okay. You can't show me that. Look that word up in the Greek. It literally means fornication. And you got brothers to not only on social media saying they watch pornography. So you trying to tell me fornication is okay in the eyes of Yah? Or Yahweh? Come on, y'all. Y'all know this ain't right. Y'all know this ain't right. But no, let's talk about them Christians. Let's talk about that Jesus. He need to get up out of here. We got to get him up out of here. He's the reason why everything's so messed up. Dude, even white Jesus is more acceptable than y'all. I would pick white Jesus over these Tanakh only as far as behavior is concerned. Because even when I say white Jesus, I mean as wrapped and packaged by Sunday Christians. Because even that version of Jesus don't teach nobody to be carrying on like that. That's bad. The so-called Jews observe Torah better than y'all. They conduct themselves better than y'all. I'm still waiting on somebody to call in and show me a video of two white Jews cursing each other out over doctrine. Not over money or over land or anything like that, or over some kind of personal dispute like over a woman or anything. Show me on a regular a platform where white Jews are on there cursing each other out and threatening each other over a disagreement in Scripture. I'll wait. But you claiming you the true Jews. So how come the fake Jews are more holy than you? That's what I want to know, because holiness does not mean it's something you inherently are born with. Holiness is an act. He says, be ye holy, for I am holy. He didn't say ye are holy because that's just the way you were born. If the Most High is telling you to be holy, it means there's something you got to do. Too many of y'all think that just because you Israel, that inherently makes you holy. No, it does not. The Torah is holy, and complete adherence to it is what makes you holy. Jumping up and claiming you an Israelite don't mean anything. But this is Habakkuk. Chapter 1, we're going to read verses 1 to 4. Habakkuk, that's that little small book before Zephaniah. And it ain't helping you none, because don't that many people go to Zephaniah either. And that's right. Haggai. So they ain't helping you either. So just turn backwards from Malachi. Then you're going to see Zechariah. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to see Haggai. Then you're going to see Zephaniah. And then you're going to see, Habakkuk. He was a prophet. Let's see what he had to say about this quarrelsome or contentious behavior. You see, we saw what David said about it. David wanted people dead.
Right.
That's not how we're supposed to be acting. This Habakkuk chapter 1, 1 through 4. Go ahead, Jeff.
Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 1. He burdened with Habakkuk, and prophet did see. O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save? Why doest thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous. Wicked doeth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
Look at what Habakkuk is saying. We're going to start at verse 2. He says, O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Habakkuk is lamenting. That's what he's doing. Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. I'm crying to you about the violence seen in Israel, and you're not doing anything about it. That's what Habakkuk is saying. You're not saving me from it. Right? Verse 3. Why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? So he's asking God, why are you showing me iniquity and grievance? Things that make me grieve. Iniquity means wickedness. Habakkuk saying, why are you making me witness this? Look what else it says. For spoiling and violence are before me. Spoiling means robbing somebody. This is Habakkuk describing Israel. This ain't the nation. This is Israel. But look what he got a problem with. He said, this before him. And there are that rise up strife and contention. And when you see something in the Hebrew where it says strife and contention, which means the same thing, that means double emphasis. Just like you saying, man, you just so nasty and dirty. Nasty and dirty mean the same thing. But when I say it like that, that means double emphasis. He says, there are they that raise up strife and contention. Notice he named all the stuff that he don't like. He see the violence, he see the robbing, and he see the strife and contention. You see a bunch of people bickering and arguing. And it's not talking about physical strife because he just told you he see the violence. He separated it from that. So he sees physical violence and verbal violence. In case y'all ain't figured it out yet, the Most High don't like a bunch of pointless arguing.
Right.
A bunch of constant bickering, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Sal, get Josh on the line. I want to debate him about something concerning Jesus. I'm Tanakh only. I don't believe in Jesus. We got that. You think the Most High want to keep seeing you bicker back and forth with us about that? Even if you happen to be right, do you think the Most High wants you to keep arguing back and forth? Back and forth. That's what you see. Look how the prophets. Notice that. Don't he sound like David? Yeah, don't it sound like similar to what David was saying about the situation? He saw it in the city.
Yes. Yes, it grieved their soul deeply.
Exactly. See, I'm trying to get y'all to see this through the eyes of the Tanakh. Y'all think that I'm just some whacked out Jesus freak. And that's why I don't like all this strife. No, this is the Tanakh. This is how your prophets view strife and arguing and quarrels. So don't try to put it on me. Oh, he just coming in at those Jesus and those fake apostles. This is the Tanakh. So why are y'all not saying anything to anybody about this? Because you don't know it. You're too busy trying to find scriptures in the New Testament to try to make them contradict verses in the Old Testament. You're too busy doing that. You're too busy trying to embarrass people who believe in Jesus or Yeshua instead of trying to perfect your own craft and teach the people as they need to be taught. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. Even the ones who don't personally do this stuff, but not speaking out against those who they know do this stuff. Ain't none of y'all guiltless because I don't see anybody rebuking their fellow Tanakh only. I rebuke other messianics. Y'all know I do. I don't play favorites. But y'all do. I can't even count how many times some of y'all sat by and knew you didn't agree with something your fellow Tanakh only was teaching. I ain't even talking about behavior, just teaching. But for the sake of appearances and trying to be united against messianics, you pretended like that wasn't an area of disagreement and just band together and attack that messianic. That is so fake. That is so phony. That's why every time the Tanakh onlys come on here, there are mostly, I think there's like one or two exceptions. But other than that, every Tanakh only that comes on Debate Talk to you is looking for another Christian. They're bloodthirsty for us. Even though they can see clear disagreements even among themselves, but they want to come after us because of this. That's Christ. And I've had people threaten me with violence, not on Debate Talk for you. You follow what I'm saying? Ain't nobody came on Debate Talk for you and did that. Maybe somebody implied it, but everybody just say, come out and say, Josh, I'm going to get you. But I've had people in the past on other platforms because they just saw me upload a video, they threatened to do violence, and they were Hebrew Israelites.
Right.
And I wasn't even talking about Hebrew Israelites back in the day. I just came on teaching about Torah And because somebody didn't agree, I'm getting death threats from Hebrew Israelites. Oh, and don't worry, Tanakh only. They were all Messianic. That's what they do. This has become the norm. This is how we act. And this is acceptable. And all the world's governments are doing is just sitting back, building a case. Yeah. Because the second y'all give them a reason to deem y'all as domestic threats, then y'all going to find yourself in some concentration camps. Y'all keep saying the concentration camps are coming. They sure are, and y'all the ones bringing them. Speak on it, Jeff. Go ahead. Speak on it.
Verse 5.
You heard me, Jeff? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you said read verse 5.
No. I thought you had something you wanted to say. I thought you said you wanted to say.
Oh, no. I was just listening.
Right. So this is what Habakkuk said. Then he said in verse 4, because of this, therefore the law is slacked, and judgment does never go forth. So because of all this stuff among which is strife and contention, the law is slack. That means nobody is really keeping the law. See, this is what happens when you turn into a nation of bickering idiots. The law is slack. And that's exactly what I see. Y'all ain't Tanakh only. Stop playing. You're thugs and savages with Bibles. And I'm not talking to all of y'all. Y'all know who you are. If you fit this category or these characteristics, you know I'm talking to you. I don't have to call any names. You know who you are. But don't get mad at me. You the one saying you Tanakh only. Don't get mad at me because your lifestyle contradicts something you claim. You can say whatever you want to about ABT and other messianics. Come on here and show me that my life contradicts that New Testament. Come on here and show people that Brother Josh really don't believe in Jesus. You can call me a lot of stuff, but you can't call me a hypocrite. But y'all are hypocrites because y'all say y'all Tanakh only, and y'all ain't even following the Tanakh. Y'all acting just like ancient evil Israel. And y'all deceiving and deluding people into thinking we're going to get delivered under this attitude. I laugh at y'all. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all keep saying deliverance is on the way. Not for you. Not for you. Go back and read Deuteronomy 28. Also read Deuteronomy 30. You're not coming up out of this condition as long as the law is slacked. And don't tell me that the law isn't slacked. We just talking about the strife. Ain't even get into brothers committing adultery. Brothers stealing money from their congregation. Brothers lying on other brothers. I ain't even getting off into that. I'm just talking about the strife and the contention. And y'all know y'all see it. Will you accept the challenge and stop doing this stuff? Listen to Tanakh only? Because until you do, don't you ask anything from Josh. Don't step to me, ask me any questions about Jesus. Now, here's the thing about it, though, Jeff. Here's the flip side to it. Anybody listening tonight, if you got any question about the Tanakh, something you just wondering about, even if you got a request on a class, I'll do it for you. I don't care what type of interaction we had in the past. As long as it ain't got nothing to do with you trying to get me to prove Jesus or disprove Jesus, you call in and say, Josh, I want you to do a class on how the holy days were observed, or how bad adultery is, or how we supposed to be parents to our children. I got endless amount of ideas I can do from the Tanakh. All I got to do is just take all the classes I did in the past and just take out the New Testament scriptures. That's easy. You feel me? Because every class I do mostly have Old and New Testament scripture in it. So any class you ask me to do, I probably already did it anyway. I'll just take out the New Testament scripture and just do the class for you. And replace those New Testament scriptures with more Old Testament scripture. Because believe it or not, the more I teach you Tanakh only, the more you're going to see that you're supposed to be Messianic. I know that. That's the reason why I think a lot of them stray from really observing the Tanakh, because a lot of them just are starting to see Jesus in it.
Right.
They don't want to admit that. That's the reason why when a lot of these brothers became Tanakh only, that's when their personalities changed. I know a lot of brothers who are the most humble and meek brothers you will ever meet. And the second they became Tanakh only, they turned into complete and utter a-holes.
Yes.
Like, why did you do that? What happened? What happened? I get that you don't believe in Jesus no more. It's like you became a different person. Jesus taught Torah law, bro. So I don't understand that just because you got rid of Jesus, now you're acting like a jerk. Y'all know how y'all supposed to be acting. Y'all know y'all don't supposed to be acting like this towards each other. Y'all know this. You know this without even picking up a Bible. We all know about common things like respect. Nobody needs to be taught that you shouldn't just go around threatening people. We all know that. You ain't got to pick up the Bible, period, to know stuff like this. So let's just stop the game. Habakkuk knew. David knew. Let's see if Jeremiah knew. Let's go to Jeremiah. I'm giving y'all prophets. Solomon was a prophet too, in a sense. So I've given you Solomon. I've given you David. I've given you Habakkuk. And now I'm about to give you Jeremiah. 4 prophets from the Tanakh. All agreeing with what I'm telling you tonight, that y'all know most of y'all are doing wrong. I'm giving you Tanakh. Y'all, we want Tanakh. Y'all need to get in that Tanakh. I'm giving it to you. Now, I want to see what the complaint's going to be when Sal uploads this show tomorrow or whenever you upload it. I want to see what the complaint's going to be then. He talks too loud. I don't like the sound of his voice. It's going to be some kind of reason, something not only, or they're just going to ignore the lesson altogether, and they're going to be on in the YouTube comments attacking the New Testament and Jesus. I ain't going to say nothing about the Tanakh that they claim they love and just want to hear. And here I am giving it to them. I ain't trying to put Jesus on them or nothing. I ain't got to. Why somebody still complain? Because y'all don't really want the Tanakh. That's the real secret, y'all. They don't really want the Tanakh. We're going to Jeremiah 15. 1 verse. 15 and 10. We only got 2 more after that. 15 and 10. Read that, please.
Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 10. Woe is me, my mother, that thou hast borne me a man of strife and a man of contention to the whole earth. I have neither lent or usury, nor men have lent me on usury. Yet every one of them doeth curse me.
This is Jeremiah talking about how he was treated by his own fellow Hebrew Israelites because he was trying to teach them Torah. Like I said, all the prophets came and did was reminded you what you were supposed to be doing as far as the Torah is concerned and warned you what would happen if you continued to break Torah. Look what Jeremiah said. Woe is me, my mother, that thou hast borne me a man of strife and a man of contention to the whole earth. What he means when he said he's a man of strife and a man of contention, he meant that people were constantly striving and arguing and even trying to physically hurt him. This is what Jeremiah is saying about his own people. He said, woe is me. Have y'all noticed that David, Habakkuk, and Jeremiah are all saying the same thing about strife? And that same Hebrew word is used there. You know, that's used in Deuteronomy. Moses, my bad, I gave you Moses too. Moses is the prophet. That's 5. 5 prophets, including the top prophet of the Tanakh, all agree with Brother Josh. So why would you have a problem with it? Jeremiah said, woe is me, my mother, that thou hast borne a man of strife and a man of contention to the whole earth. I have neither lent usury, nor men have lent to me usury, yet every one of them does curse me. You know, usury means interest. You know, on money. When you lend money. He said, yet every one of them curse me. What he's essentially saying is, I ain't done nothing wrong to these people, yet they curse me. Yet they curse me. I want y'all to pay attention to that. Because when I go on social media and I see a certain Tanakh only believer and he's just throwing out curses left and right. I'm not talking about curse words. Curses like, wishing bad stuff on people and their families. Jeremiah said, yet every one of them doth curse thee. That's the characteristic of somebody who likes strife, and that person fits that bill. Who I'm talking about on social media. I'm not going to drop no names. A lot of y'all already know who I'm talking about. He did a whole video in the title. He said he cursing people. And that same individual likes to constantly bicker and attack people.
Yes.
See, this is right here. It's right here in the Tanakh. And he also loves to take shots at Jesus and New Testament believers. But his behavior is condemned in the Tanakh, just like all the rest of y'all who act like that. I don't want to hear the Tanakh from any one of y'all because I don't see any one of y'all really living it. You can't teach it to me. Don't come to me about you Tanakh only and I pull up one of your videos and you invite another man to your private part. But you want to talk to me about the Tanakh? Somebody show me anywhere where any of the prophets told another man to bow down to their private parts. Y'all know what I mean when I say that. Y'all show me that. Because I don't see y'all on social media saying that to each other. Hebrew Israelites, Tanakh only. I don't see y'all on there cursing each other and cursing each other out. I don't see y'all on there constantly going back and forth with each other, but you want to call Sal up and you want to hit me up and be like, Josh, let's debate about Jesus. What? I got to teach y'all all over again. Y'all need to be taught. I see what the problem is, Jeff. The problem is not that they got a problem with Jesus or that they don't understand. Like Ariel said, a lot of people keep saying you don't understand the New Testament. That ain't your problem. Your problem is you need to go back to the drawing board and be taught the Tanakh all over again because you were never taught it.
Right.
That's the problem. They just threw y'all out there. And I am willing to teach you the Tanakh if you're willing to listen to it from me. But if not, you keep doing what you're doing and see where they get you with y'all. But y'all know y'all wrong. So who do we got so far? Because I'm keeping score. We got Moses, that's a prophet. We got David. David was a prophet. Solomon was a prophet in the sense that, prophecy just means teaching. You can look that up in the Hebrew. It just means teaching under the influence of the Spirit, under the Ruach. So that's Solomon. That's 3. We got Habakkuk. That's 4. We got Jeremiah. That's 5. Let's go ahead and make it an even 6. Let's go to Isaiah 58. Right. Then we got one more after that. Now, that ain't enough to knock for you. I don't know what is. Moses and the prophets. Ain't that to knock?
By the way, Ben, we have like 2 minutes on the air. Just letting y'all know if you're listening on the internet. If you want to hear the rest of the show, you're going to have to call in right away. The number is 319-527-6229. If you're listening via internet, call in and hear the rest of the show. Continue.
Appreciate that, Sal. Isaiah 58. Moses and the prophets. That's the Tanakh. That's what I've been giving you. No Matthew, no Mark, no epistles of Paul, nothing but the Tanakh. You shouldn't have any issue with this letter. Isaiah 58, we're going to read verses 1 to 4.
Right.
We'll read 1 to 3 first. Stop at 3, then we're going to go to 4. Read that, please.
Gotcha. Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinance of their God. They ask me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in approaching to God. Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast you find pleasure, and exact all your labors.
Now, look what this is saying right here, right? He's saying, this is Isaiah talking, so that's another prophet. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions and the house of Jacob their sins. This is what God was telling Isaiah. Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways. Come out, Israel. They seek God daily and delight to know his ways. As a nation that did righteousness, as if they were a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinance of their God. So they seeking God daily as if they were actually following God. You follow what I'm saying? Then it says, they ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to God. So they love to ask questions ask the prophets, because, that's who they went to, or the priests, ask all these questions about God. Like they actually delight in the Lord, when they really just delight in approaching him. The question, wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not? So they're asking, why are we fasting and you don't see it? Because when you fast and often pray with it, you expect God to save you out of a bad condition. So they were fasting, and they were asking God, why aren't you recognizing our fast? It says, wherefore have we afflicted our soul? This is parallelism. They're asking the same question just twice. That's what fasting means. Another way it's worded in the Bible is afflicting your soul. It says, and thou takest no knowledge. Behold, in the day of your fast, you find pleasure and you exact all your laborers. And some translations say you oppress your workers. So they were oppressing their workers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that means like you're either working them too hard for a small amount of money, or you working them and not paying them. That's how you oppress your workers. And Israel was doing that to people. Yes, Israel was actually putting people to work. I mean, it was some shifty people in ancient Israel. They'll make you work for them and then pay them. Because in ancient Israel, the law said you had to get paid the same day you worked. So it wasn't like end of the week, my paycheck. Like the same day. So that means Israel, if people working for you was expecting expecting pay at the end of the day, that means Israel was ripping people off daily, not weekly or bi-weekly, daily. Because you're supposed to get paid at the end of the day. Right? Then it says, behold, verse 4. Read verse 4, please. He's going to tell you why he wasn't answering their fast.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 4. Behold, ye fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high.
He's telling them why I'm not acknowledging your fasting. He said, behold, ye fast for strife and debate. That's another double emphasis, because strife and debate means the same thing.
Right.
That means he's emphasizing that. Right? You fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. That means you're being violent. Ye shall not fast as you do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. He's telling them that as long as you are fasting like this and still doing all this other stuff, particularly the strife, the constant arguing, because y'all see, people don't seem to understand that y'all has a serious problem with constant bickering. We don't think he got a problem with it. We think, adultery, homosexuality, We don't serve a God that likes to see us constantly arguing back and forth. Now you fasting and you wondering why your prayers ain't being answered or your fast is not being acknowledged. It's because you argue too dang much. You bicker too much. You're always quarreling, always attacking somebody. Yes, ain't nothing changed. And that's what I see when I see these Tanakh only Hebrews. And let's be honest too. Well, I'm going to read it to you, all the New International Version. Look what it says. Isaiah 58 and verse 4. Your fasting ends in quarreling and strife and in striking each other with wicked fists. You cannot fast as you do today and expect your voice to be heard on high. This is how I read the New Living Translation. What good is fasting when you keep on fighting and quarreling. This kind of fasting will never get you anywhere with me. See, even the other translations are telling you plainly that if you are constantly arguing, going back and forth, it don't even specify what it got to be about, just constantly bickering. You got some brothers brag about, I've been debating with this brother for 2 or 3 years. Maybe that's why you never got no blessing. You've been praying like crazy, fasting like crazy. We don't even think about this stuff like this. This is conduct. And y'all know good and well, nobody argues like the black Hebrews. And that's Tanakh only and Messianic. You don't see Christians on social media cursing each other out. You don't see T.D. Jakes doing videos attacking Creflo Dollar. You know, for no reason. But you'll see that in the Hebrew community. You'll see ISUPK talking about GMS. You'll see GMS talking about GOCC unprovoked. But you don't see that among the Christians. See, this is bad. Y'all need to know this stuff because y'all hindering your own blessing. So if the Most High ain't going to hear you if you bickering all the time, he don't even acknowledge you fasting. For all of y'all that keep the Day of Atonement, you're doing it for nothing. If you're still doing this stuff, you're fasting for nothing. You know, Yom Kippur, you're doing it for nothing. You don't even acknowledge it. Because you're just fasting for strife and debate. If he's not going to acknowledge that, then why in the world do you think he can deliver your butt out of the land of your captive? Why would you think that? What is wrong with you? You are being deluded. So because they refuse to teach you the Tanakh, I will take the job. And I will not stop until I see them doing it. When they start doing it, and I mean just teach the Tanakh, then I will end this volume. I will end this series when I see them doing it. On Debate Talk for You. You ain't got to do it anywhere else, but if you do it anywhere else, cool. That's how you make this stop. That's why it's called the Tanakh Only Challenge. Let's go to the last one. Proverbs 20:3, please. All the prophets, from Moses all the way to the minor prophet Habakkuk, everybody condemning strife. And notice it's often mentioned alongside violence because arguing often leads to fighting. You follow what I'm saying? God don't like it. He don't like the violence. He don't like the arguing. And that's all you see on social media. This is bad. It's not the same as Debate Talk for You. I can show you in the Bible, Old and New Testament, where there is a righteous form of debating. And as Anonymous Hebrew pointed out earlier, Sal Showtime's platform is the only show that does it righteously.
Yes.
That's the honorable way to do it. All debate is not wrong. All arguing is not wrong. All strife is not wrong. But there's the wrong kind. And that's what y'all been seeing. That's what y'all been getting. And these Tanakh onlys are so obsessed with trying to find fault with Jesus that they have forgotten that they had a job to do. They had an obligation to y'all, and that's to teach y'all how to serve y'all. And they haven't been doing it, so I'm going to do it. And you can't deny it. If you're a Tanakh only Hebrew, I don't care how much you hate me. I don't care how much you don't want to admit it. Well, I bet you can't deny it. You learning tonight. You know you are. So don't try to act like you're not. Take this, take it back to your people. That brother can go to the New Testament one time. We need to be doing this. Get the last one, Proverbs 20:3. When you get there, Jeff, read, please.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 3. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be meddling.
It is an honor for a man to cease from strife. That makes sense after everything we've been reading, because we've shown you that generating strife and operating in strife can hinder your blessing, even if you fasting and praying. It's an honor. The opposite of honor is shame. So if it's an honor to cease from strife, then it's a shame to keep on generating strife. Always arguing, always debating. I mean, come on. They got a whole platform called the Argument League. You got a debate league and you got an argument league. Now, technically, argument and debate mean the same thing. But most of the time when people hear the word argument, that's a negative connotation with that, while debate sounds more academic. So if you got an argument league, that means you telling people straight up, this league was created for brothers to argue. You follow what I'm saying? I created this platform for brothers to strive. It's not the same thing as debate talk for you or debate league. Like I said, debate is more academic, even though technically they mean the same thing. That's why when you were in school, you were on the debate team, not the argument team. That's academic. That means you're using intellectual points. You're keeping it professional. That's what you're supposed to think about when you hear a debate. When you think about an argument, that's negative. Tempers are flaring, like Chris Harris said. Tempers don't supposed to flare over a debate. Tempers supposed to flare over an argument. If somebody get mad, we're not debating anymore. Now we're arguing. Well, it's the same thing, guys. We disagreeing. No, it's not the same thing. Because a debate means an intellectual disagreement. No emotions are involved. When people are arguing, that's emotions involved. Somebody mad. Somebody hurt. So, sisters and brothers, this has been the Tanakh Only Challenge, Volume 1, Personal Conduct. So if you are a Tanakh Only believer and you have been listening and you are honest with yourself, please, for your own sake, because I apply this in my life, for your own sake, you need to start being exactly that. You need to start teaching these people the Tanakh. Stop just being obsessed with trying to bash Christians. Teach these people this Tanakh. That is the challenge. But as long as that's all you about, cursing people out, arguing all the time, and attacking Jesus, then do yourself a favor and don't call me, because I'm not going to give you a moment of my time as far as a debate or even a conversation. See you next time.
All right, family, we still here. I see we have a lot of callers still checking out the show. We appreciate you for tuning in. The Tanakh Only Challenge, Volume 1, hosted by special guest, Brother Josh. The number is 319-527-6239. If you have any questions, any comments at this time, it is your time right about now to ask them. Let me see. Anonymous Hebrew, man, did you present? I see you didn't get off the queue. You still want to say
I didn't
something?
get off the queue, but I'll just say real quick, great lesson. Definitely something that needs to be taught. A lot I want to say, but I'll just leave it at this. We all need to grow, and I would pray that my Tanakh Only brothers realize that this is not a fight, but rather than a growth situation, and hope that we can all come to the table and try to grow. But if not, I mean, I believe that Tanakh Only Challenge or the Tanakh Only Josh is drawing a line that needs to be drawn, whether you like it or not. It is time to move forward and grow in the text. If we believe in it, then we need to be trying to keep it. All of us, myself included. We need to be trying to live it out, walk it out, and be a light to everyone. So, excellent lesson, Josh. Great job, Brother Jeff. Thanks, Sal. Welcome back. Love y'all, brothers. Shalom.
Hey, shalom. Appreciate you. All right, family.
And I just want to say welcome back to you too, Jeff. I want to say welcome back to you too. I haven't said that all night. Welcome back, brother. I'm glad you're feeling a lot better.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you, man. Definitely. All right, fellas. As a lot of people listening, but nobody's pressing number 1 at this time. But, we still appreciate you for staying with us and checking out the overtime part of the show, family. Again, check out ABT tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern Time, right? The number is 319-527-6197. That's 319-527-6197 for those who want to use the phone and check out the show, Absolute Bible Truth. And, of course, they got the prayer line going down on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can dial that number, 646-668-8496. That's 646-668-8496. You need some prayer, make sure you call in. Hosted by my brother Ariel. All right, any last words you guys want to say? Brother Jeff, you can start.
No, I'm good. Just everybody have a happy Sabbath. Trying to call in the class tomorrow. You know it's going to be something good. I'm hoping another edition of the Bible Guys, but if not, we still got something good for you on deck.
All right, no doubt. Make sure you go to the website, right? www.absolutebibletruth.com. Put all the links out there. /store. All right, Brother Josh, any last words? Go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to say that, just because I was, rough and energetic, don't mean there's no love in this, because I want my brothers to get this right. If you can't stomach the New Testament yet or ever, I understand that. But I will teach you the Tanakh. Sal, you can get anybody to contact you who's Tanakh only if they want me to do specific class on the Tanakh. You follow what I'm saying? Even if they want to do it with me. We can build on that. We're teaching out the Tanakh and the precepts of the Tanakh. But we ain't going to be on there bashing on Jesus. We ain't going to be on there bashing on the New Testament. If you just want to just get with me and teach this Tanakh, if you feel that you can stand by me to do that, and I'm not sinning if I do that, because I can show you in the New Testament that that's what the first century Christians were doing with the non-Messianics in the synagogue until the non-Messianics kicked them out of the synagogue. The first century Christians had no problem observing Shabbat and teaching Tanakh alongside with the non-Messianic or the Tanakh-only people. It was only when the Tanakh-only people got upset and kicked them out that Christians started separating from keeping Shabbat with the first century Jews. I just wanted to throw something out there like that. So if Ariel wants to come on here and teach a Tanakh-based lesson about something we need to be doing, I will do that with him. If he just want to teach a lesson and I just listen in, I'll do that. That's fine too. But it's time for us to stop adopting labels that we're not living up to. Because if you're going to call yourself a Tanakh only Hebrew, I'm going to go on your channel or on your Facebook page, and if I see you doing anything contrary to the Tanakh, notice I didn't say teaching. I said doing. Your conduct, I'm going to call you out on it, and I'm going to do a lesson on it. And that time, Ariel, I might mention the name then. At that time. But tonight, I'm just letting the people know this is what the Tanakh says. This is what we're supposed to be doing. So I hope when this show gets uploaded to YouTube, everybody can see past the bickering and the strife and just be like, was this a Tanakh-based lesson, and was it rooted in Tanakh truth? Because if the answer to both of those questions is yes, tune in that time, and we'll hit you off with some more. But other than that, I'm good. Thanks, Sal. Thanks, Debate Talk. For you, audience, thank you for reading for me, Jeff. Josh is out.